Hello and welcome back to the Opening Kickoff, your new favorite show to watch every single week before the NFL week gets started. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that I can be here every single Thursday at noon to watch before every single NFL week. We're going to be giving our hot takes, our game picks for every single week, and yeah.
So basically, the Bucks, my Bucks, play the Falcons this Thursday. The only reason I'm letting Maddox wear this Falcons jersey is because he's bad luck.
You want me to get into that a little bit? I think I've talked about it very briefly on this podcast, but that was week 1. So in August, in June, 2 or 3 months before the NFL season got started, I ordered a J.J. McCarthy jersey. It got here around August. Within a week of the jersey coming in, J.J. McCarthy tore his meniscus, out for the season. Week 1, I'm wearing a Jalen Hurts jersey. My mom had Jalen Hurts in fantasy. She made me take it off. I put on a Jordan Love, or I turned a white tee into a Jordan Love jersey with a Sharpie. He got injured. And then every single Vikings game this year, I have worn the other team's jersey, and we are 4-0. So I have the worst jersey luck ever, so maybe this will give the Bucks some luck.
Maybe.
We'll have to see.
Honestly, we don't need it. We got it. So basically, let's go for yays and nays of the week. My yay. Not only did the Bucks win, not only did the Sooners win in a great game against Auburn. I know we're an NFL podcast. I know you're watching that game with Mom.
I was watching that game.
That game was fucking sick. That pick six.
We should not have won that game.
That pick six, though.
Our offense is so bad.
But that pick six, though.
That pick six is awesome. Our offense sucks.
Anahe, I think that's the most hyped I've ever seen Annie from.
What I told Jameson at the end of the game, I was like, thank God it is down to our defense on that last drive. Because if it was up to our offense, we would have lost. Yeah, 100%. For sure.
So, but
the fact that it was even that close, we suck.
But not only did the Sooners win, a good game. The Bucks dominated the Eagles. I beat Maddox in fantasy. I don't even know who I beat in the other fantasy.
And you suck at fantasy, too.
I suck at fantasy, and I went 4-0! I never win fantasy, and I won every...
I was undefeated in that league, too.
I won every game. I'm bad at fantasy. It's notorious. I won.
I can't believe I lost.
And then my nay. This is a sad nay. The NFL's regular season is already 25% over.
Dude, I know. It's a little less than 25, but,
A little less, of course, because it's 17 instead of 16 before weeks down.
Dude, fuck. That's actually a really good nay. However, my yay, apparently it's going to be the same every single week because apparently the Vikings are going 17-0. Sam Darnold came out and balled out once again. I will say my nay is also from the same exact game. My nay is that we went up 28-0 and then only lost the game by 2 points.
We talked about this. The Packers had every chance to win that fucking game.
They really did. And
do you think that gives credit to the defense, or do you think that shits on the Packers?
I don't really give credit to the defense. We had really shitty play calling in the second half. We were kind of trying to run up the score rather than running the ball and running the clock out, which kind of screwed us, or almost screwed us. We still did win the game, but the Packers had a better second half offensively. It also just comes down to our punt returner trying to catch a punt like this rather than letting it go over his head. That's how they get their first touchdown, and then they get all the momentum.
That's rule one. I did special teams for years. I returned punts. I returned kicks all throughout my life growing up. It is. If you can't guarantee catch it, you let that shit bounce.
Bro, and it would have gone into the end zone. It would have been a touchback.
Would you rather not catch it and your team's on the one, or miss a hard catch
and give them a free touchdown?
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, it would have gone into the end zone. I swear, during red zone, during the noon games, there was 5 or 6 muffed punts. It was crazy this week.
It was crazy. Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
Yeah, but that wasn't his fault.
That wasn't his fault because, dude,
he shoved a player into him.
That was twice.
We
just played footsies. No, but twice this week, dude. The Eagles need to work on their special teams. That was really bad. But let's get into picks this week. You did your yay and nay?
Did we address our picks from last week?
No, you didn't do your nay, right?
I did do my nay. It was that we almost choked. Okay. We haven't gone over our game picks from last week, though.
Yeah, that's what I meant to do. Let me take my glasses off. So, Maddox made a slight comeback,
a full comeback. The greatest comebacks require the greatest deficits.
That is my quote. But, so I went 7-9. So I'm 32-28 total. Maddox went 10 for 6, and it's 30-30
Call
total.
me Jameis.
And guys, we're assuming if the Seahawks make a miraculous comeback,
they're not gonna make a comeback.
They're not going to, but there's 2 minutes left. We're assuming.
Yeah.
So basically, the games I got wrong was Cowboys Giants. I picked the Giants off a little dude. That shit was close. The Giants should have won that fucking game.
Not really. If you don't score a touchdown, you shouldn't have won the game.
No, I know, but all they had to do was score one fucking touchdown.
But they didn't. So.
Jaguars, Texans. Same thing. The Jaguars are so close every week, dude.
Dude, Derek Stingley high-key won them that game. Derek Stingley was balling out. There was a
balling
lot
out.
of game-changing plays by Derek Stingley.
And then
game.
Jets-Broncos, we both got wrong.
Dude, the Jets, like, they're high-key kind of ass. Like, I know it was raining. It was a weird game. The Broncos defense, first off, they look pretty damn good. Oh, yeah, that's game. Oh, shit. Anyways, the Broncos defense actually looks pretty decent this year, and even though it's raining, the Jets offense, you just have to be better than that. Like, it literally looked like I was watching a Jets game from last year with Zach Wilson in the offense. Like,
exactly. And here's the thing. That last 5 minutes of football was so pathetic.
2 missed field goals.
No, not only. Before the missed field goal, you have Aaron Rodgers driving. Garrett Wilson doesn't go up the scene like Aaron Rodgers wanted. Then Alan Lazard misses this out route. And so what do you think about Robert Saleh? Did you see the Robert Saleh Aaron Rodgers shit that was going on? So Robert Saleh was like, we need to stop doing these cadences, stop doing all these hard counts. And Aaron Rodgers like, that's not why he fucking lost the game. We've done this all year. I agree with Aaron Rodgers. Like,
I also agree with Rodgers. I just also don't think Robert Saleh is the best head coach, if I'm being honest. He's a great at calling defenses. Put him at defensive coordinator, get a new head coach. I don't think the Jets have success until they get rid of Saleh.
What I would say is, Robert Saleh, let Aaron Rodgers cook on offense, please.
I agree. Like, let him cook.
He is way
the way they're calling. I hate how they're calling the offenses.
That we're saying that like let this NFL quarterback do shit and you step the fuck aside.
Yeah,
like think about that. That's crazy.
No, not this NFL quarterback. One of the most talented quarterbacks we have ever watched ever.
Dude, it's not Aaron Rodgers' fault that he goes, huh! And then his right tackle was offside. That's not Aaron Rodgers' fault.
100%. And I don't know. I just don't like Saleh as a head coach. I really don't like them. Their defense is good. Their offense sucks. And I hate Sean Payton, so I'll never be a fan. But
Sean Payton, he always has a little soft spot for me for that 2009 Super Bowl.
Drew Brees carried his career.
True. Chargers, Chiefs. I predicted the Chargers, but man, I was really close.
You were really close. Mahomes really didn't play that good. Mahomes, every single game hasn't. Ladd McConkey did have a game.
I think the Chargers lost just because of lack of talent on their team. I think give them 2 or 3 years and let Harbaugh cook in the draft.
I don't even think 2 or 3 years.
Harbaugh cooked in this draft.
Oh, I don't
give
even
them 2 or 3 more years.
I don't even think 2 or 3 years. I think they'll be a playoff team next season. They could be a playoff team this season, but I think they'll be like a contending team next season.
And Packers-Vikings is another one I got wrong.
How are you going to pick the Packers to beat the Niners and beat the Texans and then not pick them to pick the Packers?
The only reason I didn't, and I said this last week, you know me, I'm high on the Vikings. I'm riding that Viking train. Choo-choo!
Yeah.
This just felt like a setup game, and it almost was.
It really was.
The Vikings should have lost. Like, how many opportunities?
No, I was so. You know why we won though? You know why we won?
The Jordan Love jersey.
So I was at work, and by the time I got off, we were already up like 21-0. I was like, oh, I don't need to fucking put on my Jordan Love jersey. You good?
Yeah.
And then we started losing, or not losing, but they started slowly coming back. I put on the Jordan Love jersey, and everything was fine. So I technically am the reason the Vikings are 4-0. So any Vikings fans out there, you're welcome.
I didn't pick the Packers off of me shitting on the Vikings. It was just like there's no way.
It just felt like a trap game.
There's no way it felt like a trap game. And it almost was a trap game. I honestly,
you know, it's funny.
talked about this beforehand. Almost if Malik Willis is in there, it's different. Bringing Jordan Love. No.
Fuck no.
Here, the only reason we can debate a little bit. So basically, let's say, Malik Willis, right? That's who the quarterback is?
Yes.
I always forget his name because Malik named him.
I always get him and Will Levis. I always mix up their names.
Because they're very similar. Malik Willis is in there. It's a whole different offensive game plan, right? So they have this game plan prepared. I think Jordan Love was like a last second. He's good to go.
We didn't even know he was going to play when we made those picks.
Exactly. Like he was out when we picked it. The game plan shifts. And Jordan Love threw 2 interceptions that game.
Here's my thing. Jordan Love is a great quarterback. Yes, he threw 2 picks. What you're not factoring in is Brian Flores' defensive calling has made every single quarterback against us play like shit. We made C.J. Stroud play like shit. We made Brock Purdy play like shit.
I don't think you made C.J. Stroud
Yes, we did. They dropped 7 points the whole game.
No, but I don't think C.J. Stroud played like...
He threw 2 interceptions. When C.J. Stroud has thrown 2 interceptions once ever before that game, and he threw 2 against the Vikings.
Wow,
Brian Flores is the best.
He
is the best defensive coordinator in the NFL.
Yeah.
He is.
Dude,
I
was trying to think for a second.
We will literally have 9 players lined up as rushers, and then only rush 3 and drop the rest back into coverage.
Did you see that one play when y'all were in Tampa 2 and Harrison Smith was crowding the center, and then drops back 15 yards and
Quarterbacks
then swats
don't.
a pass.
They don't know what to do against us. I don't think you can blame Jordan Love whenever we've made.
But we've talked about this on the pod. Brian Flores is probably a head coach if it's not for the Tom Brady scandal.
100%, and he just hated Tua, which didn't help. But
That didn't help.
I mean, when you make 2 arguably top 5 quarterbacks play like shit, you can't blame Jordan Love for
But
also playing like shit
we're on our
against the same
picks for
defense.
the week, so let's go ahead and go into Steelers Colts, which we both got wrong. Man, Justin Fields had a rough game, man.
It honestly wasn't that bad. It could have been worse. He almost started making that comeback at the end, which is really what I wanted to see out of Fields. Because the rest of these games, he's kind of just been like managing.
I don't think you put it on Fields. Najee Harris averaged 1.7 yards a carry. You can't put it on Fields.
And I mean, just like he almost made that, like almost every single game, he's been kind of like managing a win. He almost made that comeback at the end.
And if Joe Flacco doesn't come in,
they probably win that game.
I think they win that game.
Okay, can we talk about?
Nope. We're saving that for later.
What did you think I was going to say?
I know exactly what you're saying. We're saving it for later.
Are you sure?
Yep.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Something about Joe Flacco.
No.
Okay, sorry.
I'm talking about Anthony Richardson gets hurt, goes to the sideline for a play. You know he's hurt. He's grabbing his hip. He's on the sideline. Goes back in the next play. And you're going to call an RPO designed for Anthony Richardson to run the ball. What the fuck?
I didn't know that.
What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing?
I didn't know that.
What are we doing?
And he got hurt again.
What's his name? Shan Steichen or dude? I'm kind of sauced. I don't.
It's Steichen something.
Steichen, you're a fucking idiot. You're gonna take your franchise quarterback that you drafted 3rd overall.
So is it a hip injury that he has right now?
Yeah. So he goes down.
So he's out for a month minimum probably this year.
No, but I just want you to picture this because apparently you didn't see it. He goes down, grabbing at his hip.
It was a noon game.
He's literally going down, grabbing at his hip, like in pain, obviously. He literally goes to the sideline for a play. Flacco comes in. Very next play, Anthony Richardson's in. They call a play for him to run the ball. He gets hit and instantly goes back down and is out the rest of the game.
You kill that drive and you let
and
your
even if you don't kill the drive, don't let him run the ball.
But kill the drive, handoff screen.
Just keep Flacco in the rest of the drive. You got Flacco for a reason. Don't put AR back in to run the fucking ball after he goes off the field with an injury. You are a fucking idiot.
What I was more referencing is if your franchise quarterback's going to go back in, don't put him in position.
100%. That was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It actually had me heated.
AR needs to get better.
Yeah, he does.
He needs to get better at not taking these big hits. That's his problem.
Yeah.
He's not. It's not college. It's not high school anymore, dude.
100%. And the second hit he had, he's running into Minka Fitzpatrick. I shit you not, Minka is like 2 inches away from him by the time Anthony Richardson slides. So he gets hit on the slide. It's not even a flag because he didn't go down until he's already getting hit. So I agree with you.
Was that the play he got hurt?
The play got hurt the second time.
Okay.
But also, like, Steichen, like, you can't run an RPO designated for your quarterback to run after he goes off the field with an
I'm
injury.
sorry, if the Bucks play, I'm rarely watching Red Zone.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even factor that in.
It's like, if it's a noon game and the Bucks play at noon, I'm doing my best as I can on commercial break to catch up on the games I can. But I just can't watch all the games. I have to watch the Bucks play all the time. And then Rams Bears, another game we got wrong. Stafford played like
dude.
shit
You know
this
what's
game.
so funny? In the last episode, I said take Stafford over half an interception. I didn't know because one of them got called back. However, I didn't even take it, and then he threw an interception. So I don't know why I said that and then didn't take it myself. That's just a mistake on my part, but I did call that. However, Caleb had a pretty, it was average, but compared to his last couple games, it was pretty good.
Caleb's gonna be great in the NFL.
He is. He needs to learn a little bit. I don't think
he needs to learn.
I don't think they
need to improve the O line. Their O line is so bad.
Here's the thing.
If they had Joe Alt, I think they improved drastically.
No.
If they have dude, their tackles are bad. I don't think either of their tackles are going to be starters in the NFL.
Their tackles
in 3
are
years.
bad.
But do you agree in 3 years, neither of those tackles are going to be starters in the NFL? Unless they're on the fucking Titans or something.
Potentially, but here's the thing. I think they're...
He's sitting plays too long. I agree with what you're
saying. Yeah, so here's my thing. I think their interior O-line is more of the problem. DeAndre Swift can't run the ball, which don't get me wrong. I think
unless he breaks it long.
I think DeAndre Swift is overrated. It's the same situation with Miles Sanders. When you're running behind the Eagles' offensive line, you look better. However... the rushing O-line is worse than the passing O-line, and the passing O-line gets all this fucking shit because Caleb holds onto the ball 10 seconds every play. He won't get rid of the ball. There's no other quarterback that you watch. These good O-lines, it's because they snap the ball, they make a progression, and they throw it. Caleb holds onto the ball at least 6 seconds every single play.
So I want to, let's talk about this a little bit.
Isn't Broderick Jones their tackle, their left tackle?
Braxton Jones,
He's a tackle in 3 years.
He sucks.
No, he doesn't. Caleb holds onto the ball 10 seconds every play.
I think is, maybe I'm wrong, but both of their and they have this other tackle who's young.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know their other tackle's name. I'm gonna be honest.
You do, like, you played enough Madden, like you'd be familiar with his name. But so Mahomes, I watched a whole film study on Mahomes. It's really interesting. He takes like 15-step backdrops.
But Mahomes can do that.
But I think Caleb could do that too.
No, he can't.
Longevity, I think that's what helps.
Here's
Caleb,
the thing:
is let's just not say 15-step backdrops. Instead of this 5-step backdrop that Caleb's doing, 7, 8. Take one more step back.
I do get your point. I do get your point, but comparing the Bears to the O-line, the Bears O-line to the Chiefs O-line is a completely different story because the Chiefs, the Chiefs have. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs have the highest paid offensive line in the league.
Of course.
So
but
that's
their
a
O-line
different.
Sucks. They're overpaying for guys.
Not really. I mean, their interior is good. Juwan Taylor's a little.
Good.
Juwan Taylor's a little overrated, but he's not bad.
I mean, he's good because Mahomes is taking these long, like you have to.
But he's able to because of Juwan Taylor. Like you can't compare the Bears' offensive line to the highest paid offensive line in the league. You can't.
I'm not comparing it, but I'm saying eventually
there's no other.
I think you put the blame on the off. We both don't like their head coach, and
Matt Eberflus needs to get fired. But that doesn't change the fact that Caleb isn't getting rid of the ball.
Let's just say, if Caleb gets drafted to this Chiefs system right now, and you have Andy Reid helping him with this O-line, it's a way different story. Agree?
There's no other quarterback in the league that can get away with taking those big of dropbacks and scrambling backwards than Mahomes because he's the GOAT.
Yes, of course. Obviously, I'm not comparing the GOAT. I'm not saying, but I'm saying they have similar play styles, kind of. I think Caleb has the arm and the bullshit where Caleb can get away with bullshit. I'm not comparing them. I'm not saying. But I'm saying the O-line's not helping Caleb at all.
But even when Caleb's gotten out of the pocket and managed to get those bullshit plays, he still hasn't converted.
No,
he throws an interception. So why the fuck does it matter if he gets to take this 15-step drop back or not? Just throw the ball, Caleb. You're getting your offensive line shit on because you're too fucking scared to throw the ball. You're taking these hits because you're too scared to throw the ball. Laremy Tunsil, outside of the Texans' offensive line, they suck. But guess what? C.J. Stroud came in as a rookie, made his rate progressions, and got rid of the ball, so he looked great. Caleb Williams needs to throw the ball.
The Texans have an easier, better O-line than the Browns.
Take out Laremy Tunsil, they're pretty much the same shit.
Kenyon Green was getting booed at the last Texans
game.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Him getting booed for 3 penalties in a row, which is crazy.
And Laremy Tunsil has a lot of penalties too.
I'm sorry, guys. We're still on picks. Cardinals, Commies. We both got wrong. We both could have seen it. The Commies are looking really good.
They're looking damn good.
Jaden McDaniels?
And I was higher.
I always say McDaniels. Jaden Daniels, Rookie of the Year, lock in your bet right now.
And
or Malik Neighbors.
I was higher on the Cardinals than I think they deserve. Their defense just is bad. Like
they're 2 or 3
years. And dude, even after these crazy games Marvin Harrison has had, even that one game where he had 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, he didn't touch the ball outside of the first quarter. Kyler Murray is not looking at Marvin Harrison. The only reason I know this, I took Marvin Harrison over 13.5 fantasy points. He got to 13 exactly on the dot. I shit you not. I don't think he got thrown the ball the whole fourth quarter. Which, I mean, it was kind of over at that point.
He needs a slot guy. That'll help a lot.
No, he needs to throw the ball to Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison is one of the best receiver prospects we've seen in a long time.
No.
And their offensive coordinator needs to get him more involved. I think you're
wrong. Marvin Harrison is not the best receiver prospect we've seen in a long time. He is the best.
Okay, then exactly. Get him the ball, even if he's not getting open every play.
He does so good early on. But here's the thing. Is it pressure and he's rolling out?
I mean, no, my problem is I don't think their offensive play calling just doesn't surprise me at all. I think these games that we've seen Kyler Murray have are all coming from him rolling around in the pocket, pretty much trying to do what Caleb Williams tries to, or doing what Caleb Williams tries to do, rolling around for 10 seconds, finding somebody open. They need a new offensive coordinator that is going to realize.
I like Richard Gannon a lot.
Fuck no. The thing is, Marvin Harrison, if Marvin Harrison isn't touching the ball in the second half, you got to get him a screen. You got to get him a quick outright. You got to get your receiver one going and get him to touch the ball.
Receiver. I think if you throw Marvin Harrison,
then throw him a quick out route. Get him involved in the game so that he gets that confidence back.
I get what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying like a screen. Like let's say it's
he could get going on the screen.
Fourth quarter. I don't think so. I don't think he gets going on the screen.
I'm not saying he's a screen receiver. He's not a yak merchant.
I think what you're saying is first down. He's had a catch the whole third quarter. Throw him a five right out route.
Exactly. That's my point.
That's what you do to receivers like Mike Evans.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Get them going. Get them the ball.
Whoa. I have a bug on my fucking paper. Zach was sleeping over there. Did you? What? No. The Giants were overusing Malik Neighbors.
There's no such thing. Give him the ball.
No, they were. I watched film study on it, bro. It was bad. They put him in the next play as running back where it's an option route with him.
Okay, that's different though.
And then after that play,
That's also Daniel Jones throwing hospital passes. My thing is Marvin Harrison hasn't had any injury
Lions
issues.
just got a game-saving interception. Nope, Kirby Jones. Oh.
No, he held on to it. The game was over anyways. Anyways, is that...
No, so then, sorry guys, we're talking about picks a lot. We're a little buzzed. We haven't talked about...
Hey, no, the more we can talk about it, the better.
True.
We gotta...
So games we both got wrong again was Ravens-Bills. Let's top on that quickly. Ravens looked good. Bills looked like shit. What
Bills
else
got
can you say?
exposed. Bills got exposed. That's all I gotta say.
We have the Bills when we go into our power rankings. So basically, guys, stay tuned. Every week, we're going to give you... I'm going to my top 32. Max says his top 32 separately. We combine them for a total average. And we'll give you that every week, our top 32 teams in the NFL. So stay tuned. We still have the Bills pretty high. And then the one game you got wrong definitely was Browns-Raiders.
What's funny is I had the Raiders written down. I scratched it out and wrote the Browns because it was one of those things where I went against my gut at first. And I was like, I've learned my lesson going against my gut. My gut was just wrong. Deshaun Watson...
Sucks.
I'm gonna be honest. He didn't play that bad.
Yeah.
Their O
I
line,
get what
no,
you're
their O line is terrible. Like they're playing backup tackles.
Is it the same thing, Deshaun Watson holding on the ball too long? Because it kind of is.
Not really. I mean, it's slightly, but
They
it's not as
didn't have
it's
Max
not as bad. As,
Crosby. They didn't have Max.
but it's not as
Crosby.
bad as Caleb.
But it's a rookie versus a veteran.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as Caleb. It's actually because
But
they're
Can
genuinely
we agree?
playing
Deshaun
backup
Watson
tackles.
is the most like him saying like, "Nah, I don't want to do design runs. I'm trying."
Oh
to
no,
throw the
yeah,
ball."
fuck Deshaun Watson.
As a person, like I texted you after you threw that one interception. He's talking with Christian Wilkins after he threw an interception. Literally, the interception's going on. He's laughing with Christian Wilkins and slaps him in the helmet like. What are like?
But
think,
I will
think
say-
about how many quarterbacks throw an interception in the NFL. They're not laughing.
He also-
they're going to get the fucking tackle. I hate Deshaun Watson so much.
Deshaun Watson also made a really good throw that could have changed the whole game.
The
That
Amari
would have
Cooper
put them
game.
up, and then there was a holding call that got called back.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Amari Cooper pick that hit him in the chest. That just happened.
No, he threw an Amari Cooper like 50-yard touchdown that got called back from a holding call. Like his O-line,
That was kind of a bullshit. holding call.
they're playing. No, it really wasn't. They showed the replay. The reason they thought it was bullshit was because it was the opposite hand that's normally getting held with. It really was a holding.
Because you're allowed to hold outside, but once you bring it to the ground outside, that's the penalty.
Well, it's because they were saying it's normally one hand that they hold with, but he was holding with the crossing hand, so it's hard to like tell from.
so
at
he like
first.
went like that.
He kind of like held him like this way. So
Yeah, that's
but
hard.
he kind of got sold, but that doesn't make him like he's still bad.
He's bad.
But if he had a better offensive line, they'd have at least 2 wins. Right now.
Is the Deshaun Watson trade the worst trade of all time?
There's got to be a worse trade. Like
The only-
the Ricky Williams trade was bad.
I think what beats it. So basically, I can't think.
Bryce Young
Tony
trade.
Dorsett. Tony Dorsett.
That trade was bad.
They traded like 2 firsts to the Vikings. Think
The-
about it.
the
Tony
tr-
Dorsett
I
didn't
can't
do
lie.
shit.
I can't lie. The
Bryce Young trade.
or did I say Trent Richardson or Ricky Williams? I
You
think I
said
said
Ricky Williams. You
that
said
trade
right.
was bad, and then the Bryce Young one.
Ricky Williams. But it's the thing. It's you kill one draft stock. That's it.
No, they got rid of a whole draft class and an extra first rounder. They traded their
They
whole.
got an extra first rounder. Are
I
you
think
sure?
so.
Are you sure?
I'm like pretty positive.
Zach, can you fact check that? Ricky Williams trade. See if they traded 2 first rounders for you, please.
However, even if that's not the case, this isn't Madden franchise. Draft picks matter. Even the late round
I
draft
agree.
picks.
No, I agree.
You traded your whole entire draft class for this player that didn't even ever pan out in the NFL. And also, let's get into the
He
Bryce
did
Young
not
trade.
pan out in the NFL.
He barely panned out in the NFL.
I think
he had like
the one argument is like running backs in the early first rounds never pan out in the NFL unless if you're Saquon Barkley and he did not pan out for the Giants. It just never. Trent Richardson. Think about it for the Browns.
I agree.
It
But
just doesn't pan
I
out.
think the Ricky Williams trade is probably worse. I think the Bryce Young trade is
But
up
man,
there.
But the guaranteed money was
The guaranteed money. If you factor in the guaranteed money, it's probably
It's
the
the
worst. It's the worst.
Okay.
Especially considering they had Baker Mayfield, who's balling out right now. You got to factor that into. It might be the worst. I can't lie.
Honestly, you know me, I'm a diehard Baker Mayfield fan. Thank God that happened.
If he was playing behind that O line, he'd be dead.
He'd be-
The-
dude-
the reason he got traded is because he was playing on an injury because of the O line. So
Okay.
Saints sent
All their picks, right?
99 draft picks and 2 of the first 3 picks in the 2000 draft for the 5th overall picks.
Their first 3 as well. So they sent round 1, 2, and 3 the next year as well. Who did? John Gruden did that trade, right?
I couldn't tell you.
What coach did that trade for the Saints? And so it might not be 1 round, 2, and 3. We might be casual. Sorry,
But I
guys.
do think they gave up an extra first rounder.
Well, what you're saying is round 1, 2, and 3. But Sorry, guys. Let's get
Yeah.
into picks next week.
So we're done with picks for
We're done
for
with
last
picks
week.
this week. We're done.
Bucks,
For
Falcons,
picks
first
overall,
game.
for the May dress, I'm up. I was up by 5. Maddox made a comeback. I'm up by
The
2
greatest
right
comebacks
now.
require the greatest deficits. I'm telling you now, he will be in the maid dress on the Super Bowl episode. He will be.
But remember when you texted me when you were like, the greatest comebacks require? And I was like, what? I didn't. I just like said something
you wouldn't
else.
even say it. So Bucks Falcons. It's Thursday night football. We got the Bucks fan here. I'll go ahead and let him open up the game pick. We all know he's gonna pick, but I want to hear him talk about it anyways.
I think the Bucks win. I think we've looked way better than the Falcons. Like, the Falcons barely beat the Saints. They barely beat the Eagles. We blew out the Eagles. In this,
Y'all did blow out
We
the
blew
Eagles.
out the Eagles. I think. Here's the thing. Davonte Smith was out all game. Does that make that much of a difference?
I think it
don't
does,
know.
but I don't. I get your point though.
But honestly, this will be my vulnerability as a Bucks fan. Jalen Hurts looked like shit that game.
He did. He played really bad. Jalen Hurts is kind of.
I think
Jalen Hurts is
here's
just
the
not
thing.
very good.
If we can give pressure to Kirk Cousins and sack him early on and get in his. Here's the thing: Kirk Cousins isn't mobile. And I think Kirk Cousins not being mobile, you can get in his head early. Those older guys who's getting sacked early.
My only worry is most of y'all's pass rush comes from y'all's interior, and I just don't see that getting to Kirk as much as really like
Vita Vea, I
exterior
don't think.
pass rushers. I don't think
Chris Lindstrom. I think
Chris Lindstrom
Vita Vea
probably
has,
holds
I
him
think
up.
Vita Vea has a great game.
But that's a great interior matchup, and I really don't like y'all's outside
All right,
pass
just
rushers.
talk about your pick.
However, I did pick the Bucks. I did originally type in the Falcons. However, the Falcons squeaked out a win against the Saints with no offensive touchdowns. They got a touchdown from a muff punt and a pick six.
Really?
No offensive touchdowns. The rest of their
Yeah,
points,
you can't beat us doing that.
rest
You
of their
can't beat
points
us doing
came
that.
from Younghoe Koo, and
You can't beat us doing
the Falcons game-winning drive came from a pass interference from Paulson Adebo. If that pass interference doesn't happen, the Saints win that game. I don't think you get a lucky win like that over the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers
that. Did you
beat
see
this game.
Jamel Dean's
Win this game
almost
with the
pick
Falcons.
6?
Yeah.
Jamel Dean looked good last week.
I'm not.
I hate him.
Y'all
I hate
still
him.
need a new secondary.
Trade him for a 7th-round pick.
Okay, don't do that. But I do have the Bucks winning. I have the final score 23-17. You're not going to get a lucky win. I do think it's a close game. It's a divisional game. You know, it's always going to be
It's
close.
always gonna be close.
But
Kirk's gonna make it a close game.
Kirk's going to play decent.
But it's
but
Thursday
Baker,
night prime time.
Yeah, Kirk's going to play decent, but Baker's going to play better.
Perfect.
I
All
think
right.
that's what it comes down to.
Jets, Vikings. I'm guessing we have the same picks. You have the Jets?
Yeah.
You think the reign's over?
It's funny. It feels like the exact same thing you said last week. This just feels like a trap game. The Jets lost to the Broncos, and I was literally just talking shit on the Jets. However, my problem, the Vikings, the reason we've been winning these games, don't get me wrong, Sam Darnold's been balling out. The offense has looked great, and I don't think that's not the case here. The Jets do have a good defense, so I think our offense looks slightly worse. However, the Jets have Aaron Rodgers. I don't think Brian Flores is going to be able to make Aaron Rodgers look like an idiot because Aaron Rodgers knows what's happening all the time. I have the final score 24-20.
So you think Aaron Rodgers wins this game, not Nathaniel Hackett?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think Rodgers wins the game. I think this is the best defense we've played so far. The Niners could be up there, but I kind of like the Jets defense more. I think Sauce is going to play some good defense against Justin Jefferson. It's going to throw off
I'm
Sam
sorry.
Darnold.
Sauce is not locking down Justin Jefferson.
I don't think he locks him down, but I think he locks him down more than these other corners.
Yeah.
Because Sauce is like a top 5 corner in the league. We can't lie. Like, let's be honest.
I don't think who's the best corner in the NFL?
Pat Surtain.
I don't think he locks down Justin Jefferson.
I don't know. Nobody locks him down, but
Justin Jefferson's insane.
But he's not going to be.
We're gonna say something, Zach.
Oh, we forgot to bring him in for the game pick.
Sorry,
Shit.
Zach. Hop on.
Gives his to talk about why you think the Vikings are going to win. And Matt's going to be here next week. Be ready for that.
Vikings look good. The Jets have looked
Make
mid.
sure
It
you
was
talk
more
into
my
your mic,
person.
because last time it was really quiet when you were talking.
Oh shit! Yeah, put it around. Pull it around. Yeah.
Yeah, and pull this close
Perfect.
to your face because last time it was really quiet.
Go like an inch away. So
Right
let's
here.
go ahead and catch up. Bucks Falcons. You got.
Okay, I have the Bucks beating the Falcons. Baker is daddy.
Baker is daddy.
And then
Jets, Vikings. Oh, wait. If you want to talk about it a
Yeah.
little bit, you
Okay,
can.
so I think that Baker's gonna throw at least like 5 touchdowns this game.
Oh.
I'm going to be honest.
The Falcons
you go ahead.
defense is really good, but Baker's been having quite a season so far.
I'm going to be honest, though. Baker's going to throw at least an interception.
No,
I don't think so.
No, I think
He didn't do it against the Eagles.
The Eagles secondary is 100 times worse than the Falcons.
156 passer rating.
Younger, Reed Blankenship's really good. And
Darius Slay, was he even playing that game? I know he got hurt last week.
I have no clue, honestly. Now you say that.
How'd you watch the whole game and you don't know?
I'm too locked in on Baker, honestly.
Honestly, okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if Darius Slay played, but regardless, Darius Slay is a little older. He's not in his prime anymore.
I agree.
The rest of their secondary is younger.
Queenon Mitchell.
CJ Gardner-Johnson has been playing like shit all year.
Wait, hold on. Did you see
Mike Evans burned CJ Gardner-Johnson?
Mike Evans burned him?
No, yeah, fuck CJ Gardner-Johnson. But Reed Blankenship,
That's my least favorite player in the NFL.
the Falcons secondary is way better than the Eagles.
CJ Gardner-Johnson, if I saw you in person, I'm pressing you.
But the Falcons secondary is way better than the Eagles. We can't lie.
Dude, Mike
Let's see.
Evans is so big.
I don't think Mike Evans gets locked down, but I think Baker's going to throw a pick.
AJ Terrell can guard Mike Evans.
I don't think it does.
But no, but they have
And I don't think
best safety
anybody
duo in
can
the
guard
league.
Chris Godwin.
156
best
passer
safety duo.
rating.
AJ Terrell can guard Chris Godwin.
Nah. I don't
Yeah,
think.
he
I don't think.
But I don't even think it matters when you have those two safeties that are literally ball hawks. Like Baker.
So do you think we win it because of Bucky Irving, Rashad White pass game?
No, I think y'all win it because Kirk plays worse than
Baker. Okay, got you. All right, Panthers, Bears. Sorry, Jets, Vikings. Who do you got?
I have the Jets beating the Vikings. I think Sauce is gonna. I think he not lock. I think Justin Jefferson's obviously gonna get catches, but I think he's gonna lock him up from getting the deep catches and the touchdowns. And I think Aaron Rodgers can't afford to lose any more games.
What touchdown?
We literally had like the same exact.
What
Aaron,
touchdown did Justin Jefferson have last week on number 25?
Oh,
where he's covered and he just.
Bro,
Yeah.
Sam Darnold threw.
And then
that was such a dot. He literally didn't.
No,
move
that
his
was
hands.
a dot. Here's the thing. That's a dot. That's a harder catch.
I think that's more of a dot than it was a
yeah,
catch.
it's a better
It's
pass
both.
than
I
catch.
think it's 50-50. Think
No,
about how
no,
hard
no,
it
no.
is
It was
for
just
Justin
because he
Jefferson.
shoved him.
No, I can't
Justin
lie.
Jefferson just went like this. And
Dude,
caught
I
it
am the
one-handed.
biggest Justin Jefferson glazer ever.
Dot.
He did not have to move his hands. There's a DB
It
on
was
him.
one-handed,
It literally
though.
landed in his
But it
chest.
was one-handed, and he just went.
I don't care. That's a better throw by Sam Darnold than
It
is a
was a
catch by
really good
Justin
throw.
Jefferson.
But that's still a catch.
But if
It
Aaron
was a
Rodgers-
great catch.
If
All
Aaron
right.
Rodgers is gonna have a good season, he needs to
Panthers,
win.
Bears. I got the Bears. I think the Panthers had one hot week. I think hopefully the Bears come out looking good. I think Maddox picked the Panthers if I had to guess.
I actually did not pick the Panthers. I almost did, but I have the Bears winning. The Bears looked good against the Rams. If they're able to stop Matt Stafford, I don't see any reason they won't be able to stop Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton had his one insanity run there against the who did they beat? The Raiders. And, I mean, he looked pretty good against the Bengals. The Bengals offense just outperformed them, but I think it's a similar situation here. I think Caleb had a pretty decent game. I think he's had another pretty decent
Caleb's
one.
just going to improve every week.
And the Bears defense is good. The Bears defense is really good. Don't underestimate
Are
the Bears
they
defense.
Seven
top
Dyer.
3 defense in the league.
No.
No.
Who do you think's top 3? I think
Vikings, Steelers,
Bears.
Niners.
I think Vikings, Steelers, Bears right now.
No.
The
Bears
Bears,
are
You have to have
probably
the
Bears
Niners.
held the Texans.
You have
the
to have the
Vikings did
Niners
too.
in there.
Vikings
might
better
be
than
4 or
Bears.
5.
Steelers better than the Bears.
Bears are in the conversation of top 3 though, right?
Probably top 5. I honestly would put the Broncos above the Bears. The Broncos defense has been
The
balling
Broncos
out.
shut down Rodgers and
Baker. Yeah, no, that.
and
But
Baker's been cooking on everybody.
I
else.
think this is a really close game. I have the Bears winning by a field
Who
goal.
do you guys, Zach?
I have the Bears winning.
So we all got the Bears.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, next game I got this Browns Commies. I got the Commies. Dude, Jaden Daniels is too hot right now. And I think Myles Garrett's hurt. I think that's going to kind of... Myles Garrett's playing limited reps. That's going to screw him. I think... And I've been saying it. I really, really like their coach.
Dude, so I have the Commanders as well. I like Dan Quinn. The defense has looked good, but I was not a big fan of the Cliff Kingsbury signing. I'm more of a fan of that than I am the Dan Quinn signing. He has been calling, because I was worried that he wasn't going to be able to make it work with Jaden Daniels. Dude, he has been making it fucking work. And who the fuck was that backup running back, like Nichols or whatever?
Great.
That's not even his name. I know it's something. It's like Mick Nichols.
Mick
Who
Nichols.
the fuck is that guy? He was balling the fuck out, and the Browns have just looked like shit all year.
Cliff Dingleberry has been a great coach
What a name.
when it comes to offensively in his whole career. Kyler Murray might have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm not 100% sure. Johnny Manziel, great year. Baker Mayfield went 8-0. And then he was the main decision on benching Baker for Davis Webb. So always, I'll have a little bit of beef against Dingleberry.
But he just wasn't successful with Kyler. Like, every time he had Kyler,
I don't think he's a good
I
head coach.
think he was there for 2 years with Kyler. I'm
I don't
not
think
sure.
he's a
It
good
may
head
have been
coach.
1, but he always starts
No,
off hot.
I think he was 2, maybe 3.
I think it was 2 or 3. He would always start off hot and
Started
finish
8-0
weak.
one year.
Yeah,
And
start
didn't
off hot,
make the
finish
playoffs.
weak.
Imagine starting off 8-0.
No,
and
I
not
think
make
they
playoffs.
lost to the Rams in the wild card that year.
I think they missed playoffs that year. I think
I
the
don't think-
next year. I think the next
They
year.
would have had to
last year-
lose. No, they would have had to lose like 9 straight. That's not that. That
You
didn't
might be
happen.
right. You might be right. Zach, who do you got?
I have the Commanders beating the Browns.
We all got the commies. Nice.
Commanders have a better offense. Browns have a good defense, but I don't think Deshaun Watson is doing anything against the Commanders, even though they have a bad defense.
Perfect. Next game I got written down for noon games. I got Dolphins Patriots. I had the Dolphins, but I'm a little nervous in that. Nervous about right now because when I was picking my games, like I think Tyler Huntley's gonna actually play good, making competitive against the Titans. I can see the Patriots winning, but I'm staying true to my gut. Maddox might make a comeback off this one specific game because I know you got the Patriots.
I got the Patriots. This is going to be. I will not be watching this game. I'll tell you that much because Red Zone will be on, but this game won't be playing because there's going to be like 2 Red Zone possessions. I have the Patriots winning 17-10. Go ahead. Jacoby Brissett has not been very impressive since week 1. However, the Patriots defense has slightly impressed me, and that's against good teams. Whenever you're playing against Tyler Huntley leading the Dolphins, who just played like absolute dog shit, left pocket dog shit against the Titans. If you lose to the Titans, I'm going to pick the Patriots to beat you. It's just that simple.
Maybe we just have bad luck against the Titans.
Maybe, but I don't know. It's just, I got the Patriots. I don't know. I genuinely don't see the Dolphins winning a game until, like, why would you sign Tyler Huntley? You got Tannehill in free agency. There's so many backups you could trade for. Of all the quarterbacks, you go for Tyler Huntley. I don't think he's going to win them many games. And I have the Patriots winning. The defense is going to lock up Tyler Huntley. Final score 17-10 Patriots.
I have the Dolphins winning. I have to have the Dolphins winning. This is a game that I think
We're already at 40 minutes.
Oh, shit.
This is a game that I think.
Sorry, who
will
did
be
you have?
Close. The Dolphins.
Okay.
But I think the Patriots will probably win the game.
All right. So next we got Colts Jaguars.
You go ahead.
I got the Jaguars. There's no way they go 0-5 is my only decision.
I also have the Jaguars. If you've been keeping up with the episodes, I don't like the Jaguars, but the Colts haven't played very good. The Jaguars are due for a win. They can't afford to lose again. I think Trevor Lawrence finally has a decent game against the Colts, pretty mid-secondary, so I have the Jags winning.
Perfect.
I have that the Jags are winning, but I want to change that. I think the Colts are going to win, actually.
Perfect. Sorry, I would let you talk about it, but we're already 40 minutes in, so we got to pick up a
We
little
also
bit.
recorded like 6 minutes without anything because we.
So we're at really like 34.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say
It's really
on
not
it?
that bad.
No,
So
I don't have anything. I literally just have Jags beat Colts.
Perfect.
Change my mind.
Next game, Bills Texans. Maddox, I want to hear you got first.
I have the Bills winning this game. I think it's a pretty good game, but I think the Bills.
The fact that this is a noon game is crazy.
It is crazy. This was almost the game we went to. We did almost go to this game because I think it's at
shit.
Houston. It is.
Yeah,
at
you're
Houston.
right. We did almost go to this
Yeah,
game.
we did almost go to this game, but I think the Bills win it. I just don't think, as good as Derek Stingley has been playing, he can't guard every receiver, and they don't even have a receiver one. Like, they spread the ball around pretty decently, and the Bills' defense didn't play good against the Ravens, so I think it's going to be a pretty high-scoring game. I have 50 total points being scored, but I have the Bills winning 30-20. I think Josh Allen outperforms C.J. Stroud, and especially if Joe Mixon is out, the Texans, I don't
Perfect. I
think
got
they
the
win.
Bills as well. Zach, who do you got?
I have the Bills.
Perfect. Ravens Bengals.
This
I got
was
the
this was the hardest.
I got the Bengals on the upset.
Me
Dude.
too.
Okay. I remember this being the hardest game to decide, right? I made the final score 28-27, but I didn't write down what the winner was at the time, so I don't even fucking
So
know.
here's the thing.
Off the top of my head, I got the Bengals winning 28-27. Who did you pick?
Bengals. Thank God.
Who day?
Thank God you picked the Bengals because I was scared. Like, Matt's gonna pick
This
the
could go
Ravens.
either way. No, wait, no. I
Nope.
did have the
Two
Ravens.
day.
No, you said Bengals.
I
You
have
said
the Ravens. 28-27.
What are you doing?
Ravens expose the Bills. They're going to expose the Bengals defense as well. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson going to go the fuck off. It's going to be a close game, though. I have the final score 28-27, 1 point
Joe
game.
Burrow has more grit.
He does have more grit. But
He's
Lamar
white.
Jackson's better.
Lamar-
Maybe not. That's pretty
No.
close.
I like
But
my-
Derrick Henry is going to run
I like
all
my
over that
quarterbacks
defense.
to be quarterbacky.
All right, finally, getting to the 3 o'clock games. We're done with the noon games. Raiders, Broncos. I got the
Mid.
Broncos. The Broncos defense looks great. The Raiders offense have looked terrible. So I think it's going to be a shitty, low-scoring game. How crazy is it that the AFC West always has the 3 o'clock games?
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even think about that. I have the
is
Broncos
true.
as well. I think it's a close game. I think the Broncos squeak it out by a field goal. I think the Broncos defense outperforms the Raiders defense. And I think that both offenses are bad, and that's all it comes down to.
I think the Broncos beat them off of defense.
We've all been pretty similar.
We have been pretty similar. Next game, Cardinals, 49ers. I got the 49ers. Brock Purdy's looking great. He's the second best quarterback in the NFL for a reason.
We talk about that George Kittle catch.
That was insane.
Oh, my God. I creamed my pants
like-
when that happened. Over 3 people.
Bro, Brock Purdy, though, like, here's the thing. If you don't want to put him 2 like I do, that's fine. He's fucking top 5.
Yeah.
If you don't put him top 5, you're fucking brain dead.
He's so good.
He's so good. And it's not only like he's a system quarterback. Did you see that
throws
play
it-
where he ran around for 50 yards before finding a completion?
Dude, and
that's not a system
he's been
quarterback.
using his legs recently. And my thing is, yeah, he's a system quarterback. There's not many quarterbacks you can put into any system that are going to take their drop back, take one hitch, and throw the ball every time and throw it into tight windows that most quarterbacks can't put it
And
into.
people have been shitting on him for his deep ball.
His deep
Last
ball's
game,
great.
that deep ball to Debo on that post, you couldn't have thrown it. You could have put him out a little bit more for a touchdown. He threw it shorter, so I get you could shit on him for that. But here's the thing: if you overthrow it, no, I'd rather you underthrow it for a little bit, get tackled, than overthrow.
He was protecting
People
him
that
from the safety.
People that shit on Brock Purdy's deep ball don't watch football. I have the 49ers as well. Cardinals got exposed the last couple weeks. I have the 49ers winning 31-24.
Have you noticed our difference are always the early games and our other games? I don't think we've had a different Monday night game yet. You got Swamp Pass?
I do have the Cardinals beating
Woo!
the 49ers. I think Kyler Murray is going to throw for 5 touchdowns, 160
Baker and
passing
Kyler.
rating.
You're an OU fan, huh?
OU number 1 overall picks.
OU quarterback.
Both the OU number 1
Yeah,
overall picks
no.
throwing for 5 touchdowns.
No, yeah, the OU quarterbacks are going crazy this week.
Perfect. Next game, Giants Seahawks. Maddox, who you got? I'm curious.
I got the Giants. 24-20. Seahawks got exposed tonight against the Lions. Their offense actually did look pretty good.
The fact they made
Honestly,
it close against the Lions.
it just sucks making these picks before these Monday Night Football games.
I'm glad I picked the Seahawks before the game. Honestly.
No, I know, because now I want to pick the Seahawks, but I already changed one pick, so I'm just going to keep it and not be lame. Daniel Jones he honestly did not play bad Thursday night.
He should have won that game.
They didn't get any touchdowns, but the Dallas defense is a lot better than the
And
Seahawks
Malik Neighbors
defense.
got hurt early.
Is he
Yeah.
playing this week?
No, I don't know. He's
Probably not.
questionable. That's
Can I
like
change my pick
It's,
again?
it's 10. Go ahead and change if you want. It's
Okay.
10 week. Here's the thing:
Yeah,
he
no.
could play, but it's 10 week for concussion usually, so he's probably
10
not going
days,
to play.
10 days.
10 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
No,
Monday,
yeah, I'm
Tuesday,
changing to
Wednesday,
the
Thursday,
Seahawks.
Friday.
I picked
Yeah,
this
he's
game before the
goodness.
Monday Night Football game, and I thought the Seahawks would look a lot worse against against the Lions. They look pretty good, especially if Malik is out. There's no chance the Giants win this game. I'm picking the Seahawks. I've already changed 2, but I don't care. We don't record till after Monday night, so
Perfect.
Hawks beat Giants Tua.
all right.
It honestly depends if Malik Neighbors is out or not, but I think Daniel Jones is beating the Daniel Jones allegations.
Perfect. So I can guarantee you, Maddox, we have the same pick on this next game, and I think Zach's different. Rams, Packers. You got the Rams. I know you did, Maddox. I know you got the Rams. I know you have the Rams. And I know Zach.
different orders.
I know Zach. I know you have the Rams. I know Zach has the Packers.
I got the
Did
Packers.
you look at my phone?
Really?
So originally it was like, how are the Rams going to go 1-4? But it's because they don't have any weapons. And the Packers made that really close comeback there against the Vikings. Jaden Reed is going to have a legacy game this game. Tre'Davious White is fucking old and washed.
Jaden Reed's going to go off.
Josh Jacobs runs all over the defense, and I think the Packers win by a touchdown.
I have Packers beat Rams. Jalen Reed 3 touchdowns.
Jaden Reed, close
Oh.
enough.
What'd you
Yes,
say?
Close enough.
Jaden Reed 3 touchdowns.
Jalen.
We
instead
keep
of
playing
Jalen.
footsie down here.
The only reason I say the Rams is, man, I think the Packers look like shit, and I think I'm really high on the Bears defense right now, and I think Stafford had an off game.
The
against
Bears defense?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because
What
last
did I
week.
say?
No, you did say the Bears. I was just confused, but I forgot about last week.
So I got Rams, so we're already 4 different. So this
The
week's
greatest
getting
comebacks.
interesting. So we got to keep continuing on to the next game. So we're on a Sunday night football right now. Cowboys, Steelers.
Why did I forget to write down the teams for so many of these? I have the Cowboys winning 30-21. I think
Simp.
if
Fucking simp, Zach Carl.
Yeah, he is.
I think if you're not able to stop the Colts offense, you're not going to be able to stop the Cowboys offense, and the Steelers just aren't going to be able to outscore the Cowboys with the offense they have. It just comes down to that.
Perfect. I got the Cowboys as well. What about you, Zach?
I have the Steelers beating the Cowgirls. Duh.
Perfect.
He's
Do you
bouncing
have
off my
why do you hate the
booty
Cowboys?
cheeks.
I don't hate the Cowboys. I think
Yeah,
Justin Fields had a really good game last week. I think that he is going to become the starter. The defense is good. Mika Fitzpatrick has hella tackles. JJ Watt, sorry.
TJ.
You had it right the
Oh.
first time.
Sorry, I forgot. I'm faded.
All right, next game. Yeah, shout out Zach because Max is. Oh shit!
What?
This pod's coming out the day after your birthday.
Birthday
Aw,
pod!
birthday pod. Happy
Everybody
birthday.
wish me happy birthday in the comments or you're a fucking bitch.
I want to talk about the.
I
beginning,
do
my
cuss
bad.
more on
Just
this
turned
podcast
15.
than
I
you.
you cuss more, but
You cuss more on the intro.
I cuss more vulgarly.
Fuck the intro.
I cuss more vulgarly. So next game we got Saints Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. I think the Saints are washed. They had a lucky 2 games.
I had the Saints winning. I think the
Let's
Chiefs,
go. You game.
dude, the Chiefs, all 4 of their wins have been so close.
You think this is a close game?
The Saints have barely lost to the Falcons. The offense didn't look great. I think the offense will look better against the Chiefs defense. I think Patrick Mahomes has already not been playing great this year. He's playing against one of the better defenses he's gone against all year. I think the Saints barely squeak out this win on Monday night, and that's my upset pick of the week.
You know, I do think it'll be close, but I think the Chiefs beat the Saints because of the refs. That's what
That
I
is
wrote
pretty
down.
true.
I love Zach.
They-
Zach's picks.
They have the
It's
advantage.
12 versus 11 every
Zach
play.
always makes me giggle so much. So Zach, any hot take? What do you want to say before we get off?
Yeah,
for
before you
your
hop
picks?
off, give your hottest take that you can think of off the top of the dome. Even if you have to think for a second, we got editing.
Oh, okay. Okay. Before I give the hottest take, I was thinking this when you were talking about the time. Would you? It could be a bad idea, but would you ever like slice up the entire thing and like post like, picks and then? No.
Like multiple videos from
one episode? 20
No.
20-minute video?
We
definitely
do
not.
need to do time slots.
Oh, okay.
Timestamps. It's just so hard.
If you want to help us on time stamps, you could have a future
yeah, Zach
job.
watches every episode anyway. He commented timestamps on one of them. So
I know,
if you
if
could do
you-
that every time,
If you do that every time, Zach, you could have. You know what? If you do that every week, 10% commission of the podcast.
you get
guaranteed.
10% of our $0.
Let's go.
But I'm saying, if we make $1 million eventually, that's 100 grand.
Any hot takes you got?
All right. My hot take is
Your
that
ass cheeks out right now.
dog.
Did you see his ass
Yes,
cheeks?
I saw. I
you
can.
see my
I
ass
can.
cheeks?
I can see the side of it.
Maddie
Is it
just
thick?
Maddie
It is
just
thick.
walks
It's
in.
fat.
What?
Maddie just walks in right now.
Dude, that would be so funny.
That would be funny. She smacks it. What's it called? My hot take is that Joe Burrow, even though they started off like shit, I think they're barely gonna squeak into the playoffs. This is an extremely hot take, and
I don't think that's that much of a take.
I think they're gonna squeak in probably like bottom seed, maybe a little higher, and then they're gonna make it all the way to the AFC Championship.
Hey, I had them winning the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year.
I don't
so
know- I
fucks
don't know
with
about
it.
Zach,
the
where
Super Bowl.
where does
I
Baker
think the
Mayfield?
Chiefs
Does Baker Mayfield top 5 or top 10 for you?
Top quarterback?
Yeah.
I'd probably have to say top 10.
He's out of my top
But
10,
I
can't
don't think
lie.
he's. I think
Right now, you
I
can't put him out of the top.
I think
10
he's like
list.
Yeah,
6 or
you have a
7.
good point. We
Right,
got to
you
redo our
can't.
top quarterbacks here pretty soon.
I agree. All right, Zach, say something.
Get the fuck off!
What's up? I mean, bye guys.
No, I'm just kidding.
Can you unplug his mic real quick? My fucking setup! All right, so basically, guys, I want to go over something with Max real quick. We're not doing a ranking segment. We're going to do receivers, but this episode has been going on a little bit. But I wanted to do something. I was watching the games, and I wrote down a bunch of Lennon's thoughts watching the game. And basically, these aren't, like, guaranteed what I think, but it's just kind of, like, wondering. So, as a Minnesota fan, was Kirk the problem in Minnesota? The team's the exact same, but you put a different quarterback in, they're winning a lot now.
No, he was not the problem because the last full healthy season of Kirk we didn't have Brian Flores. Kirk didn't have this Brian Flores defense for a whole year. He didn't have the defense figured out for the first few weeks when Kirk was in there. By the time the defense got figured out, Kirk went down. And while Kirk was there, Justin Jefferson was also out. I don't think Kirk is the problem. However, do I think we'd be 4-0 with Kirk? Probably not. But I don't think he was the problem. I think we'd probably be 3-1 this year.
Would you
without
trade Kirk for Sam Darnold right now?
No, but only because Kirk wants all this money. We got Sam Darnold for 1 year, $10 million. Kirk's playing for hundreds of
The
millions of dollars.
1 year deal kind of sucks, but I could see him getting a Baker deal after this year, kind of cheap, like $100
Oh, I
million
hope
for 3
so.
years. Like a Baker deal, that's cheap as fuck for a
Dude,
quarterback.
I might never. I ordered a JJ McCarthy jersey. He might never see the field.
All
There's
right.
a good chance.
Next question. After this last Bucks-Eagles game, for anybody's top quarterback ranking, is Baker officially better than Jalen Hurts? I get the Super Bowl appearance. So if
that's
some,
so tough.
you know what I'm saying? Baker's kicked
I'm
his
gonna be
ass.
honest.
Does the Super Bowl appearance carry it?
No, because Jalen Hurts has always had a better roster than Baker,
Okay.
and even though Jalen Hurts went to OU and I have a soft spot for him, like he just sucks. Like the last two.
I don't think he sucks.
No,
He
the
looked
last
like
2
shit
years
last
he started off 10-1 last year. They finished 11-6 and losing the wild card round. This year he's probably leading the league in turnovers. I don't fact check me, but he's probably leading the league in turnovers. Dak basically had a turnover problem. He was like, "Hey, Jalen Hurts, you want to take this from me?"
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts took it. I think Baker, as of right now, is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Yes,
My toes showing this whole time. Sorry.
I think
guys.
Baker's better than Jalen Hurts as of now. Yes.
All right. Is Joe Flacco a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Oh, that is tough.
He Super Bowl MVP
Super Bowl winner,
winner.
Super Bowl MVP,
Won a Super Bowl. Great over years. Came
comeback
in for the Browns.
comeback player of the year.
Came in for the Browns and led him to a
It's
playoff
just
win.
tough because making the Hall of Fame is really tough in today's NFL. Do I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer? Definitely not. Do I think he has a chance of making the Hall of Fame? Probably. If I had to bet money on it, I'd probably take no.
Okay.
I think he's a great player, but I don't get to pick the fucking Hall of Famers, and I
So,
think there's a good chance he doesn't
So
make it.
let's just say, like you see Andy Dalton coming in playing really good. You see Joe Flacco coming in playing really good. Is this old style of quarterback, is this still relevant in the NFL?
No. I just think Bryce Young sucks, and I think Anthony Richardson has only started 6 to 7 games in the NFL, and he still has to learn.
Does Anthony Richardson have a career in the NFL? Or are you hesitant now? 'Cause
I'm a
we
little-
were kind of both
I
high on
am
Richardson.
a little bit hesitant now. I do think he has a career in the NFL. I think it's gonna take
If
some
they
learning.
fall to a pick and they can get like Quinn Ewers or Shador, I don't get how you don't pull the trigger and take
Yeah.
the risk.
Nah, I
You don't think so?
I think that'd be stupid. I think if you get that high of a pick, you fucking trade it. Get a true wide receiver 1. Don't get me wrong, Michael Pittman's a stud. But I think Michael Pittman would be the best wide receiver 2, or maybe not best because there's Davonte Smith and people like that. But he'd be top 3 wide receiver 2 in the league if you can get him real receiver
I think
1.
if you give them, I think Joshua Downs really good, so I don't want to take anything away from him, of course.
Josh Downs is kind of a stud.
But I'm saying I think Michael Pittman is the one, and you get this other guy across the middle where you can get Pittman more opportunities. I think that helps
I
both
think-
parties.
This is obviously a little far-fetched, but let's just say it this way. You have like a top 10 pick. Instead of taking a quarterback, you could trade for like a Davonte Adams, like a veteran, true 1 receiver. Michael Pittman's a great receiver, but he's not like a top 15 receiver type of guy that you can trust every single down to the play. Davonte Adams is that guy.
Team? Is that scheme?
Potentially, but I don't think so. I think if Michael
Hmm.
Pittman's that guy, then he can play through the scheme. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right, so next up is Jaden Daniels. RG3. Same team.
No, he's as worried as I was going into the season. He's learned how to get the fuck
I don't
down
think
and
he's
not
better.
take a
You
hit.
can't say he's better than RG3. RG3 had one of the best rookie years of all time for any quarterback
but
ever.
So is Jaden Daniels so far. We're
Well,
only
I'm saying
4 games
they're
in.
pretty equal.
But
Like
Jaden Daniels has like an 80.
RG3, if he never got hurt for the Redskins, dude, he tore his ACL and was playing in a wild card game.
He
as
was
a rookie.
he was pretty good, but Jaden Daniels is like leading the league in completion
I was more
percentage.
referencing like, is Jaden Daniels like?
I thought you were asking, is he going to get injured and
No.
they're going to be fucked
Is
again?
Jaden Daniels like another rebirth RG3, another chance for an RG3 for Washington?
100%. If you are a rookie quarterback who can come in and play this good, who is
Come.
drafted... Okay. If you can come in,
Come in what?
play for a team,
Come in his ass?
play for a team that was drafted 2nd overall, and they didn't trade up for that pick. They had
No,
the
they
2nd
didn't.
overall pick. That was a bad
And you
team.
have to compare it to Caleb.
Exactly.
And the Bears.
The Bears
were
went all out.
better.
The
The Bears
Bears were
were
better.
only the first pick because of the Panthers.
and made honestly
Wow.
better offseason signings. The Commanders just made more. If you can come into a team that bad with a rookie head coach and ball out like that, you have promise in the NFL. We saw the same thing with CJ Stroud. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be that quarterback for this rookie draft class.
And he's handsome.
He is pretty fucking handsome.
All right. We saw Josh Allen. I wrote this during the 49ers game. Is Brock Purdy number 2?
No.
And I put in quotations, Allen.
no.
Because I think Allen's the only one right now giving a run. And then Allen played like shit. But Brock
Josh
Purdy's top
Allen,
5.
Brock Purdy's top 5 probably.
Where do you rank him?
It's hard off
Is
the
he
top of my
5?
head. He's probably in the top 5.
Is he 4 or 5?
Probably. But he's not
Why is
better.
he not number 2 for you?
Because Josh Allen's better.
Not last week.
Here's my thing.
And Brock
Are we going?
can win.
Here's my thing.
Brock fucking
No,
wins.
listen to me.
If
Are
Josh
we-
Allen's on the 49ers,
Listen to
you
me. Are we
think they're the
hang
best
on.
team of all time?
Are we factoring in? I'll answer that question in a second.
Section?
For the top 5, are we factoring in accolades and everything like that, or
I think
just
you
this
kind of
season?
have to. I think
Okay, because
a
that's
little
what I
bit
do.
of both.
I
both.
factor in the past and current.
Yep.
Mahomes is obviously number 1.
Of course.
Even though he has had an off year, he's better. Josh Allen is better than Brock Purdy. His playoff success is slightly worse, but he's in a more competitive conference, and he has outperformed Brock Purdy. Maybe not statistically, but if you watch football, Josh Allen does things that not many quarterbacks can do. He does some things that even fucking Patrick Mahomes
It's
can't
like
do.
if you put fucking Kyle Juszczyk at quarterback, except he's 6'5",
Yeah, and has the strongest arm potentially in the NFL.
and he's 6'5".
No, like that's what I'm saying. Mahomes is better than Brock Purdy.
You know, I love. I don't want to ever see him coming across as shitting at Josh Allen. If Josh Allen wins a ring, I would be the happiest camper.
I agree.
Unless
And
you be Baker.
me and you, we both don't fall victim to the whole system quarterback shit for Brock Purdy.
We're really high on Brock
But
Purdy.
let's factor. You still have to factor in the system slightly.
So you switch them on teams.
Switch them on teams. The Niners are the best fucking team of all time.
And where are the Bills? They're still pretty good.
They're still pretty good, but they're not the
So
Bills.
you think Brock Purdy still has success? On
I
the
think
Bills?
they're about just as good, probably slightly worse. Instead of losing
You know
these,
what? I
instead of
like it.
losing divisional games and AC championship games, you probably lose a couple wild cards, probably miss out on the playoffs
So
a couple
you had
times.
Brock Purdy 3, maybe 4, maybe 5.
Maybe 4, maybe 5. Yeah, it's hard, but he's not better than Josh Allen.
All right. So I have one more, and then I want to talk about something kind of funny, and we can slowly wrap it up on this week before the power rankings. Is Jim Harbaugh? Is he the real fucking deal?
Dude,
Here's the thing.
love.
He shut Rashee Rice. Sorry,
Yeah,
Rashee Rice is his name, the Chiefs receiver.
Mhm.
He shut it. Like besides that, he shut the Chiefs down, bro.
he did shut the Chiefs down, and I just respect the old style play calling.
too.
Like they are genuinely
He's
running
putting
the
down
ball.
8 linemen sometimes.
They're running the ball so frequently, and they don't even have any big names. Like J.K. Dobbins is a dog. Don't get me wrong. Gus Edwards is very competent
Imagine
in the
they
NFL.
get Ollie Gordon in this draft or something like that.
If they get
One of these stud running backs.
if they
in this draft
get,
class.
or even not like a drafted running back, just like a free agent or trading for somebody.
I think they go for Ollie Gordon or the dude from Boise State who is the #1 Heisman candidate right now.
Potentially, if they, I don't know, Jim Harbaugh's that guy. I think honestly, at this point, you don't even need a new running back. J.K. Dobbins has that dog in him. Gus Edwards is very competent. If you get Justin Herbert, a receiver, to where you can get teams to bite on the play action, and Justin Herbert can throw deep to, some demon on the outside, like Jalen Waddle's contract is coming up. One of these guys that you could probably sneak and not have to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to. I think Chargers are probably gonna watch the Chargers in the Super Bowl here in a couple years.
I'm a big Harbaugh guy. Shout out Tyler. I know you're probably not watching this right now. You're not too fond of this podcast. My older buddy, he's a big NFL fan. He's a big 49ers fan, and he was really high on Harbaugh. So next, we can kind of finish off this before the power rankings. The Brady versus Mayfield beef going on right now. Have
Dude,
you seen this?
I did see that.
So I want to touch on it before you touch
Yeah,
on
you
it.
go ahead.
I don't think Baker was coming at him maliciously, taking shots at Tom Brady. Like, I just know Baker. Baker's not the type of guy, like, Baker talks shit. He's not going to come at Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I think he was more saying, like, nobody expected this team to win, and everybody was stressed out from last year, and now everybody sucks. They just told me to come in and be myself and have fun.
I completely agree. I don't think Baker in any way was saying we're not trying
Everybody
to win a Super
stressed
Bowl.
out because Tom Brady was an asshole. They told me to come in and have fun so we can win.
But not even that. Brady was like, I thought stressful was not winning rings. And I don't think Baker in any way is saying our goal isn't to win a ring. I think he's saying our expectations aren't to win a ring. When you're playing with less expectations, football is more fun. That's just how it goes. When Baker Mayfield came in, people had the Bucs losing the division. That's just how it
People
goes.
thought Caleb Williams was going to be a Buccaneer.
Yeah, and I mean, I get his point completely. I don't think in any way he was dissing Tom Brady. I don't think he was saying they weren't trying to win. I think he was just saying expectations were lower, and Baker's obviously more of a fun, less uptight guy than Tom Brady, and they wanted to come in and have fun, and I think that's what they did, and I think it's working.
Man, so correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a big Baker Mayfield fan. I don't like the way Tom Brady approached announcing that game. Honestly,
He announced the game really good.
he did. He did great announcing the game, and I really liked
But
how he talked
I
about,
agree. I didn't like the way he addressed the Baker thing.
like
like,
the Baker
kinda-
thing,
kinda
and even
dissing him.
talking about like there was a throw to Mike Evans where Mike Evans dropped it. Mike Evans has a drop problem. He's one of my favorite receivers. He has a drop problem.
He does drop balls.
He said, like, I threw that ball to Mike Evans 1,000 times, and he caught it. But that was a good throw by Baker. But you get that, like,
I don't have a
I
problem with
honestly
that.
think he's coming from, like, a little jealousy because he knows, like, he might have had a chance at a Super Bowl with the Bucs. The Bucs is still such a talented roster.
Yeah.
And I think he left being done and thinking the Bucs were done. He didn't have a chance.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with any of that. I do have a problem with the way he handled the Baker thing, like kind of like dissing him on TV. Like,
I agree.
and I get, like,
The Super Bowl thing's kind of funny.
And the
but
thing
he
is, no,
kept
I don't
going.
even like not get where he's coming from, but you were hired as a broadcaster, not. Oh shit! Hopefully that wasn't.
It wasn't too long.
Well, I mean, I'm talking right now, anyways. You're hired as a broadcaster, not like an analyst, not a player. You're not getting interviewed. Like, you were hired as a broadcaster, broadcast the game, commentate, and shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, I respect, like, I get talking on it a little bit and cracking a little joke, but your job isn't to be an analyst or anything like that. Your job is to just talk about what's happening in the game, and you should just do that.
I get, like, don't get me wrong, Brady's the GOAT. But, man, like, and even announcing the whole game, like, there was a bunch of time. I was not that big of a Brady announcer fan. And then you hear him talking about, like, playing in Tampa, the different approach. He's like, Mike Evans going to the locker room early. He's like, oh, he's just going in and get an IV. He knows they're not going back on defense. He needs to, like, get, like, so, like, those kind of stuff is really interesting. I really do like the GOAT announcing. That's cool. But that Baker Mayfield stuff, man, like, come on. Like, Baker was not taking a dig at you.
I agree.
And so that kind of bugged me a little bit. So, we're pretty similar on it. Like, Baker wasn't coming at him. Tom Brady went at him a little hard.
I think it's fine to address it, and I think what he said was funny, but I think it's just, like, a little much. Like, just talk about the game, bro. Like,
I agree. And I think also, too, who knows, like, the guy, I didn't see what the guy told him about Baker. Or maybe he just sees a quote and doesn't see the full quote. Like, Baker wasn't being like, nobody had fun with Tom Brady. Football wasn't fun for, and Brady might think that's what he said, you know?
Yeah.
So it is what it is. All right, pull up your phone, guys. So basically,
me pull up my phone?
Pull up your phone because you have the top 32 picks.
No, I wrote mine in your journal.
And I put them in your phone, remember?
Oh, our combined one.
Yeah, so basically, every week, guys, we're going to start a new segment. It's going to be the opening kickoff top 32. Maddox wanted to basically do our top 32 again. I was like, instead of that, what if every week we do like a 5 to 10 minute segment? We might need to add another segment. We're only at an hour 5.
I thought we were going long this episode.
I know, I was kind of rushing a little bit.
Once we get past this, if we need more time, I have something. But we could also save it for next week because I think this should be long enough.
Okay, so basically, every week, I'm going to write down my top 32. Matt's going to write down his top 32. And we combine the averages. We talked about a little bit. If some teams were tied, we debated on who goes above who. And this is our collective power rankings of the opening kickoff of what we both think. So if you want to talk about that, I'll debate in on it a little bit. Or not debate in, I'll chime in a little bit.
Do you want to start from 32 or do you want to start from 1?
Start from 32.
Okay. Number 32. The Cleveland Browns. Yes, they have a win. Yes, they do have a win, and it is over.
That wasn't to you, Jacob, just in case you thought it was. I love you, Jacob, but I hate the Browns.
And we do have our team above them that they happen to beat that also has no wins. But, I mean, with the offensive line play they have, with Deshaun Watson not playing very good, with no
with
Nick
that high
Chubb,
contract, who are they going to sign?
With no Nick Chubb, Myles Garrett being out. And obviously, this is going to fluctuate every week. There's a good chance the Browns will finish at 32, but as of right now, I think it's only fair. Oh, I thought you were going to talk about it a little bit.
I already talked about it.
Number 31, the Carolina Panthers have been playing better with Andy Dalton. Got one win, but, I mean, I think the Insanity runs over.
I agree. Like, I don't think Bryce Young's the problem. I think management's a problem. I think Andy Dalton's, is a great quarterback, and he knows how to fucking play ball, obviously. He's been playing quarterback for years, but I don't think Bryce Young's a problem. I think they need to fire their GM. Their GM is one of the worst GMs in the recent memory. Come on, fire their GM. I don't want to. I like Dave Canales a lot. I don't know.
I don't know if Dave Canales is a head coach, if I'm being honest.
But I think I think we both had him at 31, actually.
I think Bryce Young was the problem. I'm not going to get too far into it. We've talked about that enough on this podcast, but Bryce Young is the problem. Number 30, we have the Jaguars, the only 0-4 team in the NFL. I called it. That's all I got to say. You can touch on that if you would like to.
Man, they're the best 0-4 team of all time. And I texted you this.
And that might be true.
Close with the Dolphins. They've been close every game. I think their defense is a problem.
Other than the Bills game.
Their defense is a problem.
They have no secondary. They should have drafted secondary.
O-line. You should have kept your name as Josh Allen. Ever since you changed it, you sucked.
What?
Josh Hines.
He's on the Bills, though.
No, he's not. Jaguars player whose name is Josh Allen.
I'm so retarded. He's been playing good. Trayvon Walker is the problem. Can we talk about
both. They're both just not.
No, that's so funny. I'm so drunk. I thought you were talking about Josh Allen.
Is it Josh Hines?
It is Josh Hines Allen. However, he's been playing fine. You drafted Trayvon Walker above Aiden Hutchinson, Derek Stingley.
No, was he first
overall above Aiden Hutchinson, above Derek Stingley?
Is that the biggest bust in recent memory?
No, because he had a decent year last year, and he's slowly getting better. But when you draft him over Aiden Hutchinson, that's a problem. But you should have drafted secondary this year. I get you need receiver. Why the fuck sign Gabe Davis? Or you're gonna draft Brian Thomas?
I think their pressure is so bad. I think that's their biggest problem. They don't have pressure on
No,
their
Josh
quarterback.
Hines Allen is fine. He is.
I think even Eric Armstead, that was a good signing. He's old.
I think their pressure's fine. It's their secondary. They don't have any fucking secondary at all.
Campbell's good. They have one good guy, but I think he's more of a.
He's
slot
not good enough.
guy.
He's not a number one lockdown corner that can guard a number one receiver every single drive of the game. That's just you need
Who do they
secondary.
draft this year, Brian Thomas. I don't think you don't draft Brian Thomas right.
I
there.
don't think you don't either. But then don't sign Gabe Davis. You don't. You didn't need Gabe Davis. You're
Well,
gonna
what
draft
other
a
pass
receiver.
rushers were available in the free agency? You know
Gabe
what I'm
Davis
saying?
is a receiver.
No, I know, but I'm saying, let's say they save the money on Gabe Davis.
You don't need a pass rusher though. I don't think they need a pass rusher.
So
they
then
need
your corner,
secondary.
What quarterbacks were available that helps them this year / long term?
Honestly, I think draft a corner in the first round. I'm gonna
you
be
think
honest.
they reach
I
on
think-
a corner, or you think
I
they trade down?
I think Brian Thomas is a dog. Don't get me wrong.
So you think they take their 7th overall pick or whatever it was, you trade.
It was not 7th. It was like 17th.
So you think they take a corner there? Or you think they trade down to 28 something?
Either. Don't draft a receiver when you have this approach of just signing a bunch of wide receiver twos, you clearly don't give a fuck about giving your quarterback a
I don't
weapon.
think the offense is a problem. The offense is playing good. I think the
Not
defense
really.
is the problem.
Trevor Lawrence is the most overrated player in the NFL.
Trevor Lawrence hasn't been playing bad though.
He hasn't been playing good. Not good enough, clearly.
But as you're saying, weapons. I think the defense is not helping at all.
The defense isn't helping. Don't get me wrong. But if Trevor Lawrence was a game changer, like a number one overall pick should be that has all
Hold
this
on.
hype going into the draft,
We
that
both-
guy, he is the third highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and
That
he's
is
0-4. You're not
Hold on.
good.
I didn't even think about that. That is crazy.
He's not as
Well,
good as
he's
people
tied.
say he is.
He's tied for second. He's not third. He's tied.
Is
for
he tied
second.
with Jordan Love?
Love? Crazy.
But still, like,
They reach.
he is the most
Here's
overrated
the thing.
quarterback in the
We're
NFL.
arguing, but we both have them both low. I think I have them 30 and you have them 31 maybe. Like, we both have
No,
them
but
low.
I'm arguing Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is not good. The receivers aren't good, but they needed secondary, draft secondary. I know you might have to reach a little bit, you might have to trade down a little bit, but when you don't care
So you
about
think
giving
they
your
should've got,
quarterback,
like Terran Arnold right there?
yeah, or Nate Wiggins or any of the other corners
I
in
don't
the
think
draft.
Nate Wiggins is that good. I think
But you
Terran
could trade
Arnold's the
back and
best.
get Nate Wiggins. Nate Wiggins has been playing decent for the Ravens, but Terry Arnold has been a dog.
Terran Arnold's been good.
Fucking,
The dude for the Eagles.
I always butcher his name.
He's the best. Quinyon Mitchell.
Quinyon Mitchell. He's been having a
He might be the
crazy season.
best.
If they draft him, I think they have 1 or 2 wins so far.
All right, but yeah, we both agree the Eagles
Sorry,
are
we
probably
got.
Hold on. The Jaguars are probably the best 0-4 team of all time that we can think
I'm
of.
not gonna disagree with that, but they still are ass. This is crazy. Like looking at it, it's crazy. I don't disagree, but we have the Titans above the Jags at number 29. Like imagine seeing that before the season. Like
Yeah,
that
it's
is crazy.
It's
Anything
crazy.
you want to say about that? Other than
I
Will
think we
Levis's
could
ass.
both put the Jags over if they play. The
If
Jags probably win.
If the Jags had 1 win, they would be
Exactly.
above
The
the Titans.
Jags, if they had 2 wins,
No, 1. If they had
if
one,
they had
they'd be
1
above the
win,
Titans.
they're 5 to 10 spots higher.
Titans got their second win, or no, their first win. I'm sorry, over the Dolphins, which isn't really impressive. But the Jags you don't have a
Mason
win.
Rudolph in. Who knows?
I agree.
They win
I
a few
mean,
more games.
I think Will Levis got hurt, but Will Levis sucks. Number 28, we have the Patriots.
I'm about to come.
Beat the Bengals week 1. I think they get another win this week, but none of their wins, or I'm sorry, none of the other games they've been impressive like at all.
They haven't been impressive.
Put
their
in Drake May
defense,
at this
their
point.
defense,
Their O-line, they might have the worst O-line in the league.
but their defense is so good.
Their
it
defense
sucks.
has been pretty good. They might
But
have.
their defense is so good. Why not give Drake May the opportunity?
I think don't give Drake. I literally just said put Drake May in. However, that O-line's so bad. You're just
Drink on.
asking. You're asking for your rookie quarterback to just get killed. Just let him sit.
But Joe
honestly.
Burrow, think about it, Joe Burrow got killed his rookie year.
Yeah,
And
but Joe Burrow,
Joe Burrow got hurt his
he
rookie
tore his
year.
ACL his rookie year.
Exactly.
So maybe don't tear your quarterback's ACL.
Okay,
Just let Jacoby Brissett lose the games anyways.
and let Jacoby Brissett tear his ACL. All right,
Exactly.
next one.
Number 27, the Dolphins. I think you could have them lower with no Tua, Skylar
We
Thompson,
both
Tyler
said
Huntley.
With no Tua, they might be the worst team in the NFL.
They might be. And
But
Tua's-
if a healthy Tua,
they're
let's
still,
just preference-
they're still like 20.
they're still 7 spots higher.
Yeah.
We shit on the Dolphins. We have them low because they're not gonna win a fucking game without Tua.
No, yeah. That's pretty much all it comes down to. 26, we have the Giants. Pretty impressive close games against Cowboys. They beat the Browns.
The Giants would have been a lot lower for us at the beginning of the season.
They might have been last or close to it, but they've been pretty impressive the last couple weeks.
Great win against the Browns. Almost beat if they beat the Cowboys, they're way higher.
Oh, yeah. Number 25, the Raiders. I was a little higher on the Raiders at the beginning of the year than most people, but as the year went on, I kind of like started getting a little less faithful in them. But I really like their defense, even without Max Crosby. They looked pretty good.
I think Deontay Pierce. I always fuck up his name.
Antoine Pierce.
Antonio Pierce. Like Antonio Pierce. Yeah, I think he's a stud. He's a great defensive coordinator.
He's a great coach.
I
They need a
think
quarterback.
Trade Davonte Adams ASAP.
Dude, I agree. Like you're not
Trade him and
you're not in a win now spot.
trade him for the Jets for a first right now.
You're not in a
right
win now
now.
position. Get some extra draft capital. Try to draft a quarterback next year. Try to build around that roster you have.
Bust
and-
out my AP. Perfect timing.
Exactly.
You don't think Dion would let his son go to Vegas, baby?
No, I think that'd be honestly a pretty good fit. But honestly, if you can keep Davonte and get Shador, why not just keep him so he has a receiver to throw to? You know. But the thing is, you're not going to get longevity out of Davonte Adams.
Davonte Adams too has been such a diva, which
But
he deserves.
also-
He deserves to be a diva.
This year he's been less of a diva.
True.
Last year was bad.
But we saw the show.
Yeah.
Kind of
But
helped him.
when you have Jimmy G throwing you the ball, like
But like,
I
here's the thing:
think
if any receiver deserves to be a diva, it's Davonte Adams.
because the thing is, if Davonte
like, if
Adams
a
has a
guy-
quarterback, he could be the best receiver in
Exactly,
the league.
but if Davonte Adams being a diva, you know you're not gonna have a competent quarterback this year.
Yeah.
Trade him, get the most capital positive, and be like, sorry, the Davonte Adams shit didn't work.
And like when you need a rebuild, there's no point having Davonte Adams.
Exactly.
But next up, number 24, we have the Bears. They've slowly started creeping up this list. They started off pretty bad. Defense looks good. Caleb looks slightly better. They got Keenan
O-line's
Allen back.
terrible.
O-line's underrated. Not that they're good, but they're getting overhated. Number 23, the Colts. God, I thought the Colts were going to be good this year.
I know.
They honestly, it's crazy to say they might be better off without Anthony Richardson, might be better off with Joe Flacco running that offense. Defense is terrible, too. Secondary's terrible. I tried to warn you that
They
at the beginning
might-
of the year. You said Kenny Moore was good. He's overrated.
They might have the worst secondary in the NFL.
I tried to tell you, other than maybe the Jags. Next up, the Jets. We have at 22. Dude, I was so high on the Jets to start the year,
we had
and
the Jets low.
I even have the Vikings winning or losing this
So
week.
did we have the Jets like Super Bowl contention potentially?
I had them second in the division, making the playoffs. Like, here's the thing: the Bucks did lose to the Broncos, but I don't know. It's just not the same for me for whatever reason because the
And
Jets-
Nathaniel Hackett was a Bronco. He was. Sean Payton took over right after. It's not like
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett doesn't have intel on the Broncos.
Yeah, and the thing is, when the Bucks lost to the Broncos dropped like 30-something points. The Broncos only scored 10 points, and you couldn't beat them. Like, the defense looks fine, and I think Rodgers isn't necessarily the problem. The offensive play calling is the problem. I fucking hate Nathaniel Hackett. I've always said this. I know Aaron Rodgers likes him, and I know Aaron Rodgers knows more about football than me, but fuck Nathaniel Hackett. He can't call an offense.
I agree, but
Garrett Wilson is overrated.
I agree.
O-line's a little overrated. With all those additions they made in the offseason, I thought they were going to be good. It's a little overrated.
I just think you let Aaron Rodgers do whatever the fuck he wants.
Let Aaron Rodgers be the fucking offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
at this point.
literally.
Nathaniel Hackett needs to be fired.
But is he not? You don't think you don't think Aaron Rodgers is like, fuck you, jet sweep?
I mean,
goes
probably
back
a
in the
little
play.
bit. But, I mean, Nathaniel Hackett still at the end of the day is calling the check plays, too. Cardinals at 21. The Cardinals had us all fooled there in week 2. And
Even
then they got
week
exposed
1
against the
against the Bills.
Lions. Got exposed against the Lions, and you got exposed against the Commanders. I think
bad.
Kyler's good. I don't like the OC. I don't like the offensive play calling.
Richard
I
Gannon,
think
you don't like Richard Gannon very much.
yeah, and I think the defense needs some more pieces, which is very clear. Like the defense just doesn't have any pieces.
I'm just happy that people know Kyler's not the problem anymore.
Kyler's definitely not the problem. They need some more pieces on defense. They need an offensive coordinator. They need some work on the O-line, and I think Kyler will be fine. But
I think
that's
one
a
or-
lot
One
to-
or 2 years.
but the thing is with Kyler's already like 28. You don't have enough time to
I
add.
don't think he's 28.
I think he is. He's been in the league for like 5 years.
He might be kind of old. That's crazy.
Let me fact check that.
I think he's 27. But like,
You're right. He's 27. Same
I'm
shit, though.
arguing one fucking
But like,
year though.
you don't have the time to add to the O-line, add to the defense, and
So you
get a
think
new
they need to
OC.
move on from Kyler?
I think there's a chance Kyler ends up on a new team within when his contract's
Could you
over.
imagine Kyler going to like?
I
one of
hope he
these-
goes somewhere else.
Could you imagine him going to like one of these teams like the Seahawks?
That'd be fire.
I,
I think
obviously I'm not
he
shitting.
would
I'm not
be-
shitting on Geno Smith.
Fuck Geno Smith. Oh, dude, Kyler would be so good on the
But
Seahawks.
could you imagine a team like that that's just like one quarterback away?
Dude, he would be so good on the Seahawks. Oh my god, I would love to see that happen. Next up, number 20, we have the Broncos, which might be high for you guys, but you beat the Jets, you beat the Bucks, who I have top 10 in this list.
we have Bucks top 5 on this list.
You probably carry
We
that a
had
little
Bucks
bit.
6.
Oh, that's crazy.
You had
Defense,
Bucks 6.
that defense has looked good.
The defense looked good. Here's the thing: Baker Mayfield's playing like a top 3 quarterback in the NFL right now,
And they
and you
exposed
shut
him.
him down.
And
You
Bo
didn't expose
Nix,
him. You shut him down.
Bo Nix hasn't looked great, but he just doesn't have that many weapons. I like Cortland Sutton a lot,
I like
but-
Marvin Mims
but
a lot.
Cortland Sutton's aging. Marvin Mims is overrated, and you don't,
I don't
really
think he's
have
overrated. I think he's just not.
the
shit.
O line's mid and running backs mid. If you can add some more weapons to that offense, add a little, like some little pieces to that defense, I think the Broncos have a bright future. Although I
we-
think Sean Payton's a little overrated.
I do like Sean Payton though. Did
Fuck.
you see the video of him hitting his son's bong and his friend recorded it?
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Number 19, we have the Rams. I was very high on the Rams at the beginning of the year. Keep in mind,
I
this
think
is
we have the Rams are the highest one-win team we have right now.
probably. No, the Bengals are one spot above
Yep.
them. However, got to keep in mind, this is for this week specifically. The Rams still don't have Puka, still don't have Cooper Kupp. When they get them back, the Rams will be competing, but I think it might be
49ers,
too little
don't
too
ha-
late by the time Cooper Kupp and Puka are back.
if the Rams can pull off 2 wins in a row without him, they can make a playoff.
But if the
run.
Rams fall to 1-4, like they're
Here's the thing:
fucked.
think about the Rams last year; they were terrible, and then they picked it up at the end of the season.
That is true. There's always a chance. I hope they figure it out. Number 18, we have the Bengals. Close against the Chiefs.
Can we both agree they will be higher?
They will be higher. They always start off the season like this. I'm not going to fall victim to it. I'm
But
not
we
going
can't
to.
put them higher.
We can't put them higher because this is for this week. I'm not going to fall victim to it. Yeah, you lost to the Patriots. We had a very close game against the Chiefs, and you balled out against the Panthers, who are the Panthers, but they just won with Andy Dalton. And it's really the defense. The Bengals' offense has been pretty good all year.
Fuck, I don't think I actually turned on the mic.
No way. No, mine's on.
No, it's not.
Mine's on. It's just yours.
No,
Look at mine.
no, you see, like it's the one in the middle that's not going up
How long has that been like that?
the whole time.
No way.
I'm just kidding. Get pranked.
Number 17, the Packers. Looks pretty good with Malik Willis. Jordan Love didn't look very good his first week back, but I think
But
they'll
man,
they'll
he's
start
playing
picking up.
on a rough injury.
And he's going
Did
against
you see how many dropbacks? Like his knee just buckles and he can't control it.
and
That
he's
sucks.
going against the Brian Flores defense. Like that's hard. Like
I agree, but man, dude, respect, to dude. But like, dude, you just got $55 million a year. Why are you coming
Yeah.
back so soon?
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, come on.
Number 16, the New Orleans Saints had me fooled at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
After that Cowboys win, they had me fooled. Then they lose to the Eagles. Offense played like shit. You just let the Falcons beat you without a single offensive touchdown. Like
Wait, the Falcons only had field goals? Oh, sorry, they had the special teams.
special
touchdown.
teams touchdown and a pick six.
What? Who had the pick six? Do you remember?
Landman, some linebacker. That could be the wrong name, but it was a linebacker.
I know what you're talking about.
Number 15, the Falcons just beat the Saints. Got to put them at least a spot above them. Falcons have looked good, honestly. They look good against the Chiefs. The
Here's
offense,
the thing: the Falcons are kind of.
they look good. No, they look good one game, and then they look like shit the next game. Look good one game, look like shit the next game. It's hard to tell. Like, Falcons could win the division, and they could finish last in the division. Like, there's
They're
no
not going
telling.
to finish last with the Panthers.
Oh, shit. They could finish third in the division.
Yeah.
But they also, there's a chance they win it.
The Bucks. If
Bucks
the,
probably
if the
win
Bucks
it.
can win this Falcons game, we
No,
have
yeah.
the division.
But you
But
know what
we
I
have
mean?
a
Like,
hard. We
you know-
also still play the Ravens, Chiefs,
Yeah, but
and 49ers.
You know, I've come around. Like, I think the Bucks will win the division, but there is obviously a chance the Falcons win the division,
There's
and
a
then
chance
there's a
the
chance
Saints
they
win
come
then.
third. Exactly. Next up, Eagles at 14, which like honestly almost feels a little bit high because the Falcons
They're
did
still
beat
the
them.
Eagles.
They're still the Eagles, and they've been missing AJ Brown. They've been missing Davonte Smith.
Just 1 week.
Yeah, but they've been missing
A week
AJ
and a
Brown.
half.
They've been missing AJ Brown since week 1 though, which AJ Brown's like probably a top
5 receiver.
8. Yeah,
Might
I
be
didn't
top
want to say
5.
top 5 to be scared, but he has that dog.
If
in
he's
him.
not top 5, he's 6 or 7.
Exactly. Next up, we have the Seahawks at 13. Honestly, I was worried I was going to have them low after that game because they honestly impressed me, even with the loss. I'm glad. I think this is perfect.
They look good against the Lions.
Actually, there is the next team we have above them. I would personally switch, but we can get into that in a second. They look good
Yeah,
against
go
the
ahead and
Lions.
talk about it right now.
Number 12 is the Cowboys. I think Cowboys and Seahawks should be flipped. Cowboys haven't looked great. They're 2-2. Didn't even
Don't mind that.
barely beat the Giants. I think the Seahawks should be above them.
The Cowboys
but
are the Cowboys. I think that's
they're
my
they're
own
going to end
thought.
up making the playoffs anyways. Number 11, the Steelers. Lost pretty embarrassingly to the Colts. Almost made the comeback, but I
Man.
don't think that makes it much of a close
Man.
game.
You know what it was? Joe Flacco.
Has that dog in him.
Oh no, he's played the Steelers a million times. He's
That is
not
true.
fooled.
That
to
is
Mike
true.
Tomlin. He knows what Mike Tomlin's gonna bring to
But
him.
he almost choked.
But AR's in there. I think the Steelers win.
Yeah, probably, honestly.
If not, it's way closer.
No, I agree. And honestly, it was impressive to see Fields almost make that comeback. Like I said earlier, he's been managing the game all year long. To see him almost pull off that comeback, I think it shows that Fields has more in him than people realize, and I think he might be the starter the rest of the year. Number 10. Damn, how low did you have this team? Why are they at 10? I have it at like 4.
Who?
The Chargers.
Yeah.
Chargers have one loss, and it's against the Chiefs. And
When
they
we did do
played
this
great every
list,
other
when you
game.
saw the Chargers, the run loss of the Chiefs, I was like, I kind of thought about it. But, like, the 9 teams ahead are really good.
They are really good, but I would have the Chargers above at least 3 or 4 of these teams.
The one team ahead of them, I think I could put the Chargers one more
The
up.
next 2 teams are...
The next team
actually,
above,
I'm not even... This is so fucking hard. I'm
it's
not even going to
hard.
get too much
The
into
next team, I know this is Commanders, right?
it. Yeah, number 9, I probably have
See,
them above the Commanders.
The Commanders have been blowing out. The Chargers are close, but it's the Chargers' play style. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
and the
saying?
Chargers only losses to the Chiefs. Who do the Commanders...
But every game's been close, but it's like that's how they want it to be. They want it to be a close smash mouth football.
Yeah.
So I get right when I saw the Chargers, I thought about it a little
Yeah.
more. I was like, ugh.
It's tough, though. Commanders only losses to the Buccaneers, but they kind of got blown out. But that was also week 1, right? I mean, week 1's a whole different
Yeah.
thing. It's Jaden Daniels'
You're
first game. It's Brian Quinn's first game as a head coach. Or Dan Quinn, I'm sorry. I mean,
The Buccaneers have looked good as shit.
number 8, I have the Lions. I was worried this was going to be a little high, but I'm impressed by that Seahawks game. Honestly, I know the Bucs beat them, but I kind of think the Lions are a better team than the Bucs. I
I
mean,
don't think so.
the Lions only lost to the Seahawks, who looked good and
Are we the
3-1.
Lions only loss?
Yeah, and you also only lost to the Broncos. Like, that's the only reason I think about it. But I mean, it's obviously.
But I think the Broncos is more of a fluke. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do agree.
I think we.
That's a
came
good
in-
point.
We came in being like, we're gonna win this shit, and we lost. Like we just
Yeah.
were too high.
I
Versus
actually-
the Buccaneers Lions, like it's gonna be a good game. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
like
I
it's
actually-
easier to lose a fluke than a close game.
I actually think that's a good point. Number 7, the 49ers. They're 2-2, but
They'll finish top 3. They'll
the
finish top 2.
You're the 49ers.
They'll make the
They
Super
don't even
Bowl.
have CMC right now. They've had injuries all year. The Niners are going to be in the playoffs. They're probably going to be in the NFC Championship. That's all you got
Probably
to
the
say.
Super Bowl.
Number 6, this team probably would have been a lot lower until Monday Night Football. Or I'm sorry,
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football. The Baltimore Ravens. The only reason they get to be this high is because I have the Bills super
Bills.
high, and they beat them.
We both had the Bills super high.
They beat them. Ravens
And
started off.
The Ravens, I think, were 11 for me.
Yeah, the Ravens started off so slow that, and it wasn't just a win. They dominated. They
Lamar's
dominated.
So good, dude.
Lamar's so good.
Did you see that one?
Derrick Henry?
The
too.
one read option play where they had all the guards pull.
I did see that. That
And then
play
all
call
the
was
receivers,
crazy.
Like that's such a genius
That's
play
genius.
call because it's Lamar in space versus Derrick Henry.
You
with
know
all
who
these
slept on
alignment.
too? Justice Hill, bro. Justice Hill
Yeah.
has that dog in him.
He
I
might
took
be-
over
he's
on his
probably the
rushing
best
yards.
running back two in the league.
Yeah, dude. He's a
No, Bucky
crazy.
Irving. Bucky Irving, him.
I think
are
Justice
up
Hill's
there.
better. Justice Hill is a crazy receiving back. Like he could
Yeah, he
almost
is.
play slot, but
Yeah.
he can still run the ball. He literally his first carry got 11 yards
And
and,
he's
he
the perfect.
teleported.
And dude, think about how many plays they put him like behind Lamar and they fake the little screen.
He is the perfect.
and then Lamar runs a quarterback draw.
He is the perfect running back too for that team. You have the best power back in the league in Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Number 5, we have the Texans. Only losses to the Vikings, who have been balling the fuck out. They had a really good game, or not a really good game, but a close game against the Jags. But I think winning close games is still impressive.
And the Jags are a good team. Like, we had the Jags low. They're a hard
I don't
team.
even
They're
think-
a hard, you can't blow
No,
out the Jags.
It's not even necessarily that they're a good team. It's a division game. Division games are always close.
You're right.
Defense looks good. Offense looks good. And they're out of Joe Mixon right now. And they still won the game.
Yep.
So, impressive. Number 4, the Buccaneers. I think this could be slightly high, but I think it's fair. I mean, Bucks are
I
definitely...
had the Bucks at 4. No, I had them at 3.
I might have had them at like 5 or 6. I'm not sure.
I had them at 3. I think
I had 'em at
where
5
we
or
have
6.
them at right now makes sense. With they beat the Lions.
I'm not
and
gonna
the
say
Eagles.
like they should be lower. I'm saying I could see them being like
if we
below.
beat the Broncos like we should have,
I could see them-
we're potentially number 1.
I could see them being below the Texans just because the Texans lost to a
At
better
5th.
team. But
Makes
I think,
sense.
that's fair. But I don't think the Bucks at 4 is crazy. Number 3, although they did lose to the Ravens, you got to put the Bills up there. They lost to one of the better teams in the league, and other than that, they've been playing great. I really
here's the
didn't.
thing,
I
we
did
both-
not.
We made our list before the Ravens game, and we both assumed the Bills would win.
I honestly made my list after, and I still think the Bills deserve this spot.
The Bills moved down a little bit for me.
The
Is
thing
what
is,
I'm saying.
NFL team like they lose games. Like that's part of football, especially when
And
you're
the
playing.
Ravens are a good.
When you're playing a
a
team
good-
like the
a
Ravens,
good ball
I think
team
their
to lose against
defense
too.
got exposed a little bit, and also I just didn't like the play calling. That reverse
That
to
was
Josh
terrible.
Allen
Terrible.
when you're in his
in
hands
field
already
goal range,
injured.
if you make that, it's an 11-point game. Why risk it?
No, that was honestly I hated that play call.
I hate that play call.
that
too.
honestly
and
made me
no,
mad.
Who did that pitch? That was a terrible pitch too. Like he didn't pitch.
I don't remember
it right.
who it was, but I do remember it being a terrible pitch. Number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. Every game has been so close. Week 1, Isaiah Likely's foot is barely out of bounds. Week 2. Who did they play week 2?
I don't know.
Because of week 3, it was the Falcons. Week
And then
2, I can remember if I think hard enough.
And then week 4 was obviously who the fuck was week 2? They also had the hardest schedule in the NFL. So, like, of course, their games are going to be close.
I'm starting to get annoyed because I know who they play week 2. I just need to think about it. Oh, it was the fucking Bengals.
Yep.
Pass interference call, which was a good call, but, still one play a game from potentially losing the game. And then last week, you win by a touchdown. Didn't even play that good.
At number 1, I've announced a pick. We got the Vikings. Maddox is a Vikings fan. I've been higher on the Vikings all season than you have, except last week. But I didn't pick the Vikings to lose because, I think they suck. I just thought it was...
It was a division game.
Yeah, it was a division game. I thought it was going to be a fluke. Man, the Vikings
Damn.
look so good.
Although-
Sam Darnold? Dude, here's the thing. Bryce Young's the only quarterback that I've ever... Name another quarterback that I said, I think he will succeed with this team. I think he has a chance that I've ever been wrong on besides Bryce Young.
Yeah, you make a good point. I mean, the only reason I would consider putting them below the Chiefs is because we almost blew that lead to the Packers.
I think the Chiefs would blow
But-
that lead to the Packers as well.
No,
how that game went.
Chiefs don't blow leads like that. But the Chiefs games have all been close. We had one close game. We blew out the Niners, or I wouldn't say blow out, but we blew out the Texans, which are two great teams. Our defense,
And
dude,
the Packers is a divisional game. It's supposed to be close.
I think we have
Who
the
do y'all
best.
play next week?
The Jets, and I picked the Jets to win. But I
think
think
I'll beat the Jets.
I think we have the best defense in the league. That's not even glazing. It's the combination.
I think it's glazing.
It's a combination. I swear to God, I swear Brian Flores lays out lines of coke for our defense to take. 'cause
Well,
they
let's
play
not swear to
great.
God that Brian Flores
sorry.
lays out coke.
I
Because
swear
he doesn't do that.
I
and you just pour
swear
on God
Brian
about
Flores lays out lines of coke for the defense to take. And dude, his defensive play, we have the best coaching duo between Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores in the entire league. You can't name a better one. I don't care how
that.
much of a fan
Of
you are.
course,
for
I
anything,
like Liam Coleman, Todd Bowles, but
not as good.
I can't.
Kevin
I'm not gonna
O'Connell
guess it.
He was the offensive coordinator during Cooper Kupp's Offensive Player of the Year. He has made Justin Jefferson the player he is. Okay, not the player he is, but he's had these crazy statistical seasons. And
knows?
Brian Flores has turned our defense into what it is. We have the best coaching duo in the league.
How are you feeling as Viking fans right now?
Dude, I'm fucking hyped up. I'm past the whole traumatized, not too hyped phase. I'm in.
Every week you're hyped.
We're making the playoffs this year. We might win the division.
I think y'all. The Lions. is gonna be
Lions,
scary.
I think, most likely win
Here's
it.
the thing: when y'all play the Lions in a couple weeks,
That'll be a pretty big deciding factor.
that will be a bit.
But here's the thing: even if we don't win the division, I will not be mad because I expected us to win 7 games max this year.
already
so-
have 4.
Already have 4-0, baby.
That's
There,
what I'm talking about.
you know how unlikely it is to start 4-0 and miss the playoffs. We have a 90% chance of making the playoffs right now.
But y'all haven't had. Y'all only had one division matchup. That's the only reason. I'm not disagreeing.
No, I'm just saying
but the
NFL
division matchup-
analytics,
yeah.
just based off that shit, we have a 90% chance to make the playoffs.
And same thing with the
Yeah, we
Jaguars
look
being
good.
0-4. They have a 2% chance. Of
Exactly.
Making the playoffs.
I don't know.
And the Jaguars are still in
I'm
the
bought.
division.
I'm bought the
The
fucking.
Jaguars are going 13-4.
You know who surprised me? Not
You
even.
didn't get mad that I just said the Jaguars are going 13-4.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. Yeah. Well, you're fucking obviously joking, but that's retarded. Obviously Sam Darnold surprised me. Obviously the whole team surprised me, and I knew this player was good, but holy fuck, Aaron Jones is a dog. I knew he was good, and I knew he was gonna be an upgrade from Alexander Madison from
Who?
last year. What?
Who?
Aaron Jones?
You didn't see Matt LaFleur say that?
Oh, I did see that. That's fucking bullshit.
No, Aaron Jones started it, though, in Matt LaFleur's
Yeah, Matt
defense.
LaFleur fucking deserves it. You didn't want to pay this running back who's taken multiple
Yeah.
paper cuts for you.
No, I
go
agree.
fuck yourself.
But, how funny was it that Matt LaFleur's like, who?
Yeah,
And then Aaron Jones beats him.
Aaron Jones has been outplaying Josh Jacobs. Dude, Aaron Jones, we have a very good offensive line. I mean, Sam Darnold always has time in the pocket. Aaron Jones always has room to run.
Hold on. Sam Darnold, I don't think he needs time in the pocket. He is such
No,
a good
he-
decision maker.
I'm not saying he needs it, but he has it.
No, but he's such a good decision maker.
We might have the best tackle duo in the league.
Yep.
Oh,
I don't disagree at all. You're
he
probably
always,
right.
but Aaron Jones, I knew he
The
was
only
going to come in.
argument is Trent Williams and some nobody because Trent
Just
Williams
'cause
is
Trent
such
Williams.
a god.
No, but I'm telling you, Aaron Jones, I knew he was going to be good. I knew he was going to come in and be better than last year. But he's been playing a top 3 to 5 running back in the league this year, and that's what we needed, bro.
With that being said, guys, that's the end of this week's episode.
Wish me a happy birthday in the comments.
Wish him happy birthday in the comics. His big old 25th
20.
birthday.
25th.
He's old. I'm 35.
I'm
so.
42.
So yeah, y'all comment down below. Subscribe. Tweet me at David Dobrik. Matt will be on next week. If Matt's not on next week, we're gonna grab his nuts and squeeze them.
Nah, he's gonna be here next week. You better be here, Matt.
And then, yeah. Anything else you gotta say?
Sam Darnold MVP incoming. Fuck the comeback player of the year. We're going for MVP, even though we're gonna lose this week.
I don't think so.
I'll be wearing my Jets
Hold
jersey,
on.
so we'll probably
Let's finish
win.
off on this. I said the Final Four is gonna be 2018 rookie quarterbacks.
Baker, Darnold, Lamar, Josh Allen.
It does not look impossible.
It doesn't look impossible, but
The only you know who's gonna ruin it?
Mahomes.
Mahomes gonna fucking ruin
Yeah.
it.
Or Brock Purdy.
Yeah, one of those guys. One of my top 2 quarterbacks.
That would be
is
pretty
gonna
sick.
ruin
All
it.
the 2018 class, other than Josh Rosen.
I'd be happy if we fucking beat
Did you see them put up that stat the other day of all the 2018 quarterbacks? There's Josh Rosen in there.
back in business.
He was like,
school.
yeah, doing business school.
All right.
Anyways,
Y'all
subscribe.
subscribe, comment down below. We'll be back next week. Let's go.
Let's go.